What's going on, everyone? Welcome into a live Cleveland Browns report. You know the deal. Every Thursday, 4 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Eastern. It's my favorite part of the week because I get to hang out with the Dog Pound, talk shop, talk Brownies football, talk NFL, talk whatever's going on. So we're going to jump into today's show while we let everyone click on the notification as always. Shout out your city. Rep your zip code in the chat right now. Let me know where you are tuning in from. We're going to let the audience build up as we always do. So while we're letting everyone click on the notification, get your cities in the chat right now. I'm giving shout outs to everyone who does so, like Scarehouse Tim Zombie, who's got a super chat already. Shout out your city, though. We got Jersey Dog in South Jersey, as always. Jonathan Mans in Columbus. Douglas tuning in from Defiance, Ohio. Mike Dibble's here, Oxford, North Carolina. What's going on, Mike? Good to see you. AFX Apocalypse tuning in from New London. We got Jerry in Dallas, Texas. Hey, that's where we are. Chat Sports, located out of 7201 Dallas, Texas. Team Ringmasters is in Dayton, Ohio. We got Browns fan called Zone, Maryland. Brad's up in Minnesota. Hey, while you're getting your cities in the chat right now, quick special shout out to Scarehouse Tim Zombie, who was too excited for the show to start to wait to super chat. He did it before we even started filming. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woof, woof. F-Pit indeed. Scarehouse, really appreciate you and all of your continued support. We've got people tuning in from Ohio, Falcon, Colorado for Kevin Wiseman. Dirk's in Fort Lauderdale. I love it. Pittsburgh, and Josh, as always, in Michigan for the home office. So, over the weekend, we did a video about re-signing Kareem Hunt. The video popped off in YouTube terms, so I thought we could sort of just kind of bring it back into the fold a little bit because maybe this topic needs more airtime. So, would you re-sign Kareem Hunt? It's funny where I, at one point, was the leader of don't trade Kareem Hunt, right? If we go back in time to before the season started, when Hunt requested a trade in August, and that was the most, slept on, not even slept on, the most quick and over trade request, right? He wanted it. Brown said, absolutely not. He's like, okay, never mind. I'll come back and practice. So we went from that to him not being very productive to being a midseason trade candidate during 2022 to now he's a free agent, and I think it's time to probably move on after the way he played in 2022, but I'm definitely open to, arguments and other ideas. So let me know. RS for re-sign, P for pass. Got some RSs coming in. Shaylin says pass. Scarehouse Tim Zombie says re-sign. Jersey Dog, if the price is right. I mean, the price is always going to be just a a vet minimum deal. Maybe a hometown discount too if he was offered a little bit more elsewhere. Personally, though, I don't think it's all that much about the money. I'm more interested in, do you want to re-sign him and have him take snaps away from Jerome Ford, who could really be a future running back of this team, but 2 seasons in, he's good for 12 carries in year 1 and 30 carries in year 2. How much are you really learning about the former Cincinnati Bearcat? So that's my stance on that situation there. Brown Tiger with the $5 super chat. Let's go, Brown Tiger. I'm here listening in the background while outside building my wife's garden with soil in Locust, North Carolina. Let's go, Browns, baby. Love it, Brown Tiger. I know you're listening, but can we throw the new picture on screen?
Yes.
Brown Tiger, if you could take a brief pause from planting your lilies and your tulips. The boss here at Chat Sports, Brett Scott, he loved what we were doing with the Browns player comps. So he got his hands on it and got a little dirty with it too. And he came up with these new and improved Browns player comp photos. Still workshopping it a little bit, but this is the unveiling of the new one. So Brown Tiger, the Joe Hayden of the Cleveland Browns report. Always appreciate seeing Brown Tiger in the chat, in the comment section, and here during the live videos. Cheers to you, Brown Tiger. You're the man. Super chat menu for today, by the way. Any amount whatsoever, you get a shout out. $2. Give me your take. Let me know what you're talking about. $5. That's actually a good reminder. I owe a dog bowl to Brown Tiger. $20. We got the fireball shots in the corner. And $50, like you just saw a moment ago, Brown Tiger, the Joe Hayden of the channel. You can get your own Browns player comp. I can pick it for you, or you can pick it yourself. But that is the Super Chat menu today. And we're going to do this. Every $5 Super Chat, we're going to do a wheel spin for a shot fun. I'm going to up it to $5. Mostly because Monday's meeting said we were selling the bar too short with every super chat. That was a point of feedback from my boss. So cheers to Brown Tiger. Let's spin this wheel.
All right, guys. So the wheel today, we got 30 options on there. 26 of them no shot fun. One's a shot fun race. 2 are PD shot funs, and one's is a me shot fun.
Yeah. Yep.
Here we go.
So 4 out of 30 chance of something happening.
If this is a shot fun race, we might just call it straight.
I'm feeling pretty confident.
Oh, Pete.
No shot fun. No shot fun. There you go. It gets removed. So 4 out of 29 now.
Boom.
Now let's get back to the Kareem Hunt, point of discussion here. Would you re-sign Kareem Hunt? We got another super chat from Brown Tiger. Okay, we'll get to that in just a second, though. Stay on hold, Brown Tiger. But I mean, like I was saying, I kind of want to see what Jerome Ford has. So if you re-sign Kareem Hunt, see a better running back? Probably. But at the same time, there is something to just not filling out your roster with old veteran players, because inevitably when the day comes when they don't come back, well, who's going to take over? You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what you have in Jerome Ford and you end up just stunting his growth with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb on top of him for his entire rookie contract, well, then you might let him go out the front door and not know what you really had in him, and you'll draft another running back and he'll be tossed into the fire as a rookie. So that's sort of the ebbs and flows, the pushback to re-signing Kareem Hunt. For that reason, I mean, obviously I want to bring him back if he's a really good contributor, but I didn't really get that sense last year. Was he not used correctly? Sure, you can make the argument. I've seen Deion Owens do that before, and he raises valid points. But, man, it just felt like for a stretch last year, every time he got the football, it was a loss of 2 in the backfield, right? Whereas, Hunt's in the backfield. It's going to be a handoff from Jacoby Brissett in shotgun, and he's going to get tackled, and Jedrick Wills is going to look around like, I don't know what just happened. And I saw that over and over and over again. And I just don't want to do it all over again. Brown Tiger, though, with another $5 super. Yes, we all know and love Joe Hayden. I've been Joe Hayden and the OG for a while. I mean, Brown Tiger is one of the founding fathers of this channel, if you will, in terms of dedicated viewers and loyal supporter.
When was this profile pic changed?
I know, Brown Tiger, I literally thought he's such an icon of this channel. It's a burner. It's someone impersonating him.
I thought the same thing.
No, he changed it back in February.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I just missed
a little over a month ago. It might have been one of the times when you were off.
Yeah.
But hey, the band's back together. Seeps is behind the camera, behind the 1s and 2s. So Brown Tiger, thank you very much. Dog bowl to you. Next question while we let everyone build up and get into the live stream. Should the Browns sign Frank Clark? Okay, so now we're talking about adding more veteran presence to the defensive line. How old do you think Frank Clark is, Patrick? Kind of just off the cuff, how old do you think he is?
See, I originally went to 29 or 30, but I think that you're asking me that. He might be a little younger.
Okay, so I originally thought you would say he was older than 30.
Okay.
He's 29.
Okay, yeah. I thought he was an older guy.
He's 29, and Javon Hargrave's 30.
Really?
You would think they were the opposite.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
God, that's weird.
So
Frank Clark still got juice left in the tank.
I'm saying, I think we're just assuming Frank Clark is super old. He's not that old, actually. So if you can get 3 more years out of him, I'm not talking about a 3-year contract, but if he's still got 3 years left in the tank and we're approaching year 1 of that, I don't know, 1 year close to vet minimum, 1 year $5 million contract, $6 million deal. Toss some incentives in there. I don't care. It might be closer to training camp, but it's a bit tempting, you got to admit there. So I'm seeing some yeses come in. Michael says no. Jersey Dog says yes. Brian says yes. Michael says depends on the price. If it's 4-year, I mean, I don't know the vet minimum off the top of my head for Frank Clark, but let's say it's 4-year and he can make up to 6.5 in incentives. I got no real issue with it, right?
That's fine.
So if the incentives, they won't count against the cap. You get that number still on the lower side. You're just spending Jimmy and D Haslam's money. You'll never have an issue with it. The only, argument to make would be the same for Kareem Hunt. Well, what about Perrion Winfrey, right? He was starting to really put something together down the stretch last year. Don't you want to see him get more reps? Defensive tackle is a different beast. And Dalvin Tomlinson, as a Vikings guy, he's a dog. Is he a 3-down player?
No.
So if you're already going to have a bit of a rotation with him and Perrion Winfrey, toss him Frank Clark. That's a good mix right there.
Especially if you save Frank Clark, maybe obviously you don't save players for the playoffs, but if you kind of like keep his reps low in September, October, November, ramp him back up and when it gets cold out in the playoff time, dude, he could be a great piece next year.
Exactly. I mean, a rotation of Dalvin Tomlinson, Frank Clark, Perrion Winfrey, and Jordan Elliott's the guy if someone gets hurt. That's a pretty good defensive tackle room. If Jordan Elliott goes from being a starter to your reserve, I'll feel a lot better about him being in that role.
Oh, agreed.
Joshua Miller, $2 super chat. Just want to check my player comp pick. Josh, funny enough, you were the literally example we used during the company meeting. So everyone saw, and everyone was asking why Josh wanted to be the Phil Dawson of the channel. And I had to explain, we love Cade York, and he wanted to be Phil Dawson. So, Josh, you are the Phil Dawson of the Cleveland Browns Report. Thank you so much.
We also stuck up for you during the team meeting.
It actually got a bit, Patrick had to chime in okay, the backstory here is, where were you week 1 when the Browns beat the Panthers off a 58-yard Cade York field goal? That's where the story really begins, right? All right, mailbag coming up at the end of the show. We got another super chat to get to, but hey, if you got a question you want on screen, answered guaranteed, super chat your way to the front of the line, or just use hashtag Browns in the chat, and then producer Patrick will pick his favorite questions. Brown Tiger Patrick, thank you for, I think he means Dalvin Tomlinson. Have the Vikings signed anyone?
Marcus Davenport.
Oh, I forgot about that. Okay.
Byron Murphy was a fun one.
Okay.
We've had a couple guys, but you guys are going to love Dalvin Tomlinson.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
You guys will love Dalvin Tomlinson. Mm-hmm. Shay, I love Moab, Utah.
You're a big Moab guy.
Oh, on our road
trip. Big Arches guy. Oh, I forgot about you did that.
Trip,
yeah.
We stopped through there. Beautiful. I want to take a vacation there.
Okay. So. Quickly, Mount Rushmore right now, Patrick and I.
Okay.
Draft to 4, so kind of a Mount Rushmore anyway. Great places to stop on a road trip across the country.
Okay.
You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll take the first pick, Moab, Utah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
100%.
That's why I teed you up for that one.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, so if you're going to go Moab, Utah, I am going to go with, I'm thinking Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Okay.
Right? Glacier National Park.
Place.
I mean, go see, Teton National Park. Pretty cool.
That is.
Yeah.
Let me think. I'll go. This might be a mainstream pick. I'll go Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon, that's a good one. I'm going to go a different direction. Nashville.
Okay. So
I think Nashville's a lot of fun. Hey, we're gonna spend the night in Nashville. We're gonna go out in Nashville.
I like that.
Yep.
I guess I'll just kind of continue where we went. I'll go to Vegas.
Fuck, that's a better one. Damn it.
Vegas was awesome.
Good. If we imagine, Vegas is a great one to end a trip on, or start the trip, depending on which coast you're coming from. So I will go with. There's nothing. New Orleans really isn't a road trip spot. It's so far south, right? You don't really ever have to go through New Orleans, unless you're really just scraping by the bottom of the country. Give me. How about this one? Ready? What about Mount Rushmore?
Okay, yeah.
That's a pretty cool one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Cool one to go see.
Yep.
I like that. I'll finish mine off. I'll go. So coolest part, Malibu RV Park. It was literally on the coast. It was beautiful. So I'll go Malibu.
All right, good one. So I will go with. I'm trying to think of a state we haven't really said much about. I'm sure we're gonna miss some good ones.
You know more of that Wyoming area.
I know. Yeah, I spent some time. I'm trying to think of different regions of the country though. Give me. I went Nashville. What about I'm really blanking here.
I'm trying to think more. East Coast, right? Like a
Yeah.
Hilton Head. Like
I'm looking for the chat right now. I
Yeah.
need someone to. I already did Nashville. Someone throw me a lifeline here. Mogadishu. I will go. Wow, this is an all-time blank right here. Zion National Park.
Yeah,
Thank you,
that's
Justin. That's a
cool.
good one. I was drowning horribly for a moment
Yeah.
there. All right, that was a bad draft. That's a bad draft. Okay, so here's what we got coming up on today's show. A 7-round mock draft from ESPN. We're going to go pick by pick what they had for the Browns. I'll give my takes and my analysis on that. Then we're going to look at some updated free agent targets. And at the end of the show, a live Q&A using hashtag Browns or super chatting to get your question on screen. I think we're all caught up on all the super chats. Okay, so let's start the show off by looking at a brand new ESPN mock draft, seeing who they had Cleveland selecting with their 8 picks. You smell that? Soak it in, baby. It's mock draft season. That's what that is. Take a big whiff of it because mock drafts are here. They are all over the place. And I don't know about you guys, but I just love absorbing mock drafts just to see different possibilities, right? Whether or not you like to see what those picks are, I just can't get my eyes on enough mock drafts. So with that being said, we're going to look at ESPN's brand new 7-round mock draft, seeing who they had Cleveland selecting with their 8 picks. But I want to update everyone on the sub-race battle we are doing this week with our AFC North foes. So after the first couple days of the battle, I mean, Steelers Talk has a very, very slim lead on us, but we picked up, I think, 89 subscribers from the last time we put out this call. We have buried the Ravens rundown. They are 10 feet below the ground. Now we're coming for Steelers Talk and Jack Sperry. So hit that sub button if you are ready for just a changing of the guard in the AFC North. I know it might just seem like a dumb YouTube battle between 2 AFC North teams, but I am tired of reading Steelers fans' tweets about how the Browns are still a bunch of nobodies that have never won anything. We're coming for Pittsburgh, and the Browns are going to beat the shit out of the Steelers this year. Now, Cleveland's 2023 draft picks, in case you don't remember, after the Elijah Moore trade, 2/3, a pair of 4ths, a pair of 5ths, a 6, and a 7. So let's get past the boring mumbo-jumbo, and let's get right into ESPN's mock draft. Here's who they had the Browns taking at 74 overall. It is Keondre Coburn, the defensive lineman out of Texas. He is a whale of a human being. 6'2", 332 pounds. For reference, like Jordan Elliott, Perion Winfrey, Tommy Togiai, previous Barry selections, about 30 to 40 pounds lighter. Now, NFL.com does prospect grades, and they gave Coburn 6.19, which is good backup with potential to develop into starter. Hey, in round 3, that's not going to, be a major red flag for me. He started 45 games at Texas, so a very durable player during his time in Austin. 95 tackles, 15 tackles for loss, 6.5 sacks, and 3 forced fumbles. Now, I am a guy just like you guys watching. So when I saw this pick, the first thing I did was I looked to my Texas friend across the way from me here, and I said, "What do you know about Coburn?" And he's like, "He is a very difficult player to run against, an excellent run stopper, and a nice rotation of Tomlinson, Winfrey, and Coburn that would do wonders for this run defense that was simply missing in action last season." Now, Lance Zierlein over at NFL.com does write-ups on all of the NFL draft prospects. Here's what he had on our Texas friend. A stout but athletic nose tackle with nimble feet, Coburn can sit down and muddy run lanes or create difficulties for pin and pull blocking schemes with his interior agility. While he's not a 3-down lineman, he does have the bull rush and activity level to cause issues as a rusher. He is a true nose tackle, a run stopper. I haven't seen him really going in round 3 much at all. Jordan Reed did this mock draft for ESPN, and he's got some interesting spots for players, but it does sort of serve as a good reminder of the draft never goes like mock drafts do, right? Last year we had Nakobe Dean as a first-round player. He somehow fell to round 3, so it is a good reminder of, take your medicine on not every mock draft is going to have each player in the right round, But round 3 for a non-3-down player and just a rotational run stopper does feel like it's on the earlier side for this type of pick. Now, I want to know, what position do you think Cleveland should draft first? Is it defensive line? Is it wide receiver? Very curious what you have to say, so let me hear it in the comments section below. This is the pinned comment. Trey Palmer is the next selection in ESPN's mock draft, 98 overall, coming out of Nebraska. His combine measurements, 6 foot, 192 pounds, pretty average size, but he plays a lot faster. NFL.com's prospect grade for him, 5.83, average backup or special teamer. Now, he set a single-season receiving record in 2022 for Nebraska. He actually accounted for nearly 35%, if I remember correctly, of all of Nebraska's offensive yards. Now, that wasn't very difficult to do because they were one of the worst Power 5 programs. Shout out Scott Frost. But 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns on a awful Nebraska team, yeah, that's going to pop up on some people's radars. Now, here's what Lance said on Trey Palmer. Could be a spot for the Browns to add a young wideout, especially a speedster. Palmer, who ran a 4.33 second 40-yard dash at the combine, checks the criteria boxes required for Cleveland prospects while also bringing down downfield ability. He averaged 14.7 yards per carry on 71 receptions. So, Palmer is a big play waiting to happen. He is very reliant on his God-given athletic ability, and that's great in college. Doesn't always actually carry over to the NFL. When everyone is super fast, I don't think he is just another track star. He is great with the ball in his hands. He is great after the catch and whatnot. But I think that there are some valid concerns of, can he do the little things right? Can he run good routes? Can he get short yardage? Or is he simply just a go route player? And if he is, and that cashes in 1 to 2 times every other week, yeah, that's no problem with me, right? If he can be a 600-yard, 4-touchdown wide receiver 3 or 4 in round 3, that is awesome value right there. So this is a sneaky pick to look on. I know the Browns are also meeting or have met with Houston's wide receiver, Tank Dell. So they're clearly looking into speedy wide receivers, which has been the theme all offseason long. We've got another Texas Longhorn on this mock draft. This one is linebacker DeMarvion Overshown. So DeMarvion Overshown, I once again asked my Texas friend Jeffrey Cooperstein, hey, what can you tell me about DeMarvion? He raved about him, okay? He is a sideline-to-sideline linebacker who is just involved in every element of the play. He can stop the run. He is good in coverage. He can come up and rush the passer as well. He is a do-it-all linebacker. He might not excel at any one spot, but he definitely comes in as a very well-rounded rookie. 249 tackles during his time at UT, 30.5 tackles for loss, 9 sacks, and 3 interceptions. So he clearly can be a contributor in every facet of the defensive game. Then we look at the Browns linebacker room, and it serves as a good reminder. I'm looking at 3 starters. 2 are on 1-year contracts. Not likely both are going to come back in 2024, so maybe try and find a replacement for at least one of these players in this year's draft so that when 2024 rolls around, you're not forced to start a rookie or find some veteran free agent you really weren't all that, excited about signing because you had no one in the wings to take over after 2023. Another way to look at this is he's kind of just a little bit of a bigger JOK, right? Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is a speedy linebacker. At one point, Overshown was a safety. JOK is more or less a bigger safety. So you kind of got 2 similar players. We know Andrew Berry liked that in JOK. He could strike again with Overshown. All right, the 4th round selection for Cleveland here is running back Kendre Miller out of TCU. If you watched the Horned Frogs at all during college football this past year, you probably noticed that they had a lot of speedy players on their offense. Miller was definitely the speediest of them all. So in his career, 2,400 yards and 26 touchdowns an average of 6.7 yards per carry. He is just one big play waiting to happen. He can do well out of the pass formations. Not the best blocking running back, but not many running backs coming out of college are. So that would be an area that he needs to improve on. I'm a big fan of this pick altogether because you are looking for a lightning to Nick Chubb's thunder, right? I'm interested in finding running backs that can be successful in 2023 and 2024 with Nick Chubb here. And finding a back that complements him like Miller and adding some receiving ability to this room. In round 4, yeah, him and Jerome Ford can duke it out for RB2. Let the best guy win the job, and the Browns would be in a good spot at the running back position. Now, we've got more mock draft picks from ESPN to look at in just a brief moment. But first, the NFL draft, speak of the devil, is right around the corner. So make sure you go to chatsports.com/BrownsHat. Use that link to get the official Cleveland Browns 2023 NFL Draft hat. I put that link in the comments and the description of today's video. In round 5, by some miracle, the Browns found safety Jammie Robinson. I was talking about him at round 2 at one point. This might be this year's Perion Winfrey if he somehow fell to Cleveland in round 5. The Florida State Seminole, originally at South Carolina in his career, 180 tackles, 7 interceptions, 16 pass breakups. I can't say just enough how big of a fan I am of the player and, more importantly, of the pick in round 5, which I don't know how much Jordan Reed had to drink before he started this mock draft, but clearly he had more than just one dog bowl because he's mocked to go round 3-ish, maybe slips into 4, but falling to 5 is a huge fall for Robinson. But if it happens, the Browns could have a great safety duo or trio moving forward of Delpit, Thornhill, and Robinson. And if they ultimately don't re-sign Delpit, Robinson and Thornhill afterwards would make a really nice safety tandem. So he is a huge sleeper for me if he really is a round 5 player. I think he's closer to 3, maybe even early 4. But hey, let me know what your draft sleepers are, right? Do the whole class a favor. Share your homework. Let everyone peek at your draft sleepers in the comment section, and I'll be sure to check them out too so I can put those guys on my radar because when the Browns don't draft till round 3, we are all in the business of draft sleepers. We are majoring in draft sleepers and minoring in underrated draft prospects. That is the Cleveland Browns 2023 draft plan. Speaking of draft sleepers, this one makes no sense. I'll be honest. ESPN had Nick Herbig, the edge rusher out of Wisconsin, going to Cleveland in round 5. Listen, he's a very, very good player. His 3-year time in Madison as a starter, he put up phenomenal stats, right? 21 career sacks, 36, 7 pass breakups. He did a lot of great things for the Badgers. 36 tackles for loss. I mean, it really makes no sense how he is here, and that's the point. He's not going to be in round 5. I mean, Dane Brugler, who I think is the best NFL draft guru, if you will, from The Athletic, he has Herbig in his top 100 big board at like pick 676. This is round 5. We're in the hundreds at this point. That is way too far away from where he's actually going to end up. If Herbig and Robinson are there in the 5th round, the Browns are the winners of the 2023 NFL Draft because of their 5th round selections, because they got 2nd and 3rd round talent in round 5. Give it to me, baby, if it's actually possible, but I don't really think it is. But Herbig, whoever he ends up with, it's going to be a good selection. I'm a big fan of the player. In round 6, Jerome Carvin, offensive lineman from yours truly's alma mater, the University of Tennessee. He is a flexible offensive lineman, right? He has not been etched into stone at any one spot. He bounced around for Tennessee depending on where they needed him as injuries popped up. And right now, the Browns are looking for some more depth on the interior offensive line. And Carvin could come in and compete for a roster spot. Is he a lock to make it? no 6-rounders are really locks, but they're definitely more likely than less likely. And in round 7, they went cornerback Cameron Mitchell out of Northwestern. This is a special teamer type of pick right here. He's a very physical and strong and aggressive corner. He doesn't have great top-end speed, but what he can do is he can throw some, subtle jabs, some haymakers and whatnot to disrupt routes. So I view him as a special teamer working on the gunners on the side if he does find a spot on an NFL roster. So that is ESPN's mock draft. Grade it for me. A, B, C, D, or F. What letter grade would you give it? We'll recap it right now. Keondre Coburn from Texas in round 3. Trey Palmer out of Nebraska. DeMarvion Overshown from Texas as well. Kendre Miller in the 4th. Jammie Robinson and Nick Herbig in the 5th. Jerome Carvin in the 6th. And Cam Mitchell in round 7. I give this an A. Why? Because it's a Candyland. This is an absolute Mickey Mouse mock draft. Nick Herbig and Jammie Robinson are not going to be on the board in the 5th round. But because they were in Reed's ESPN mock draft, yeah, what's not to love? I mean, maybe A is a bit rich, but the point is that this is a home run draft for what they're getting in day 3, which is a bunch of day 2 players. So if that actually happens, Andrew Berry, without a first and without a second, is still going to find a lot of quality players if the actual draft follows suit here. That's it for today's show. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Matthew Petey. And hey, if you enjoyed today's show, share it on Twitter. Tag me, Joshua Miller. He's the best at it. He gets shout out. So hey, if you want a future shout out, share today's video on Twitter and I'll be sure to shout you out. Super chat coming in from Chef Ruben. The offensive line did Kareem Hunt no favors, as you mentioned in a previous episode. That play calling was transparent and atrocious. Yeah, it's one of those, you can make those points, but what if they bring him back next year and the offensive line is better and the play calling is improved and he looks the same? And it's like, well, now we feel dumb because we didn't learn from 2022 that it looked like Kareem Hunt just sort of lost his step. Kevin Stefanski needs to improve as a play caller at times. Sometimes I do think he's a very good play caller. Other times he has a big dumb face on. I'm like, what are you doing? As for the offensive line, Wyatt Teller, when he got hurt, it looked like he was 50% of himself. And then losing Posick, for 4 weeks, they could not figure out how to run the offensive line without him, it felt like. So, Chef Ruben, I hear your points. Shout out to you. We've got a new Browns player comp photo for Chef Ruben. Can we throw that on screen X here? Sir. As I drink the dog bowl for a $5 super chat?
There it is. Oh, he's got a good one.
Yeah, Chef Ruben, you are the Terrell Pryor of the Cleveland Browns Report. Appreciate you, Chef Ruben. Megapixelist with Browns Report. W Browns Report, we think?
W Browns Report.
W Browns Report. It's a W. Fly the W. Yeah, exactly. Megapixelist, thank you so much. Thank you. Billy D. Williams.
First super chat.
Hey, Billy D.
Let's go, Billy.
Mansfield, Ohio, Browns fan for life, repping from North Carolina. Love to see it. Love the Tar Heel State. Billy D, shout out to you in your first super chat here at the channel. Thank you so much. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woof, woof. Hey, first super chat, that deserves a dog bowl no matter the price.
Shout out to Billy.
Shout out fucking Billy.
Let's my guy, Billy. Billy D.
Have you ever met a bad Billy?
No.
Billy's a great guy.
That is
Everyone loves Billy.
That's a great point.
Billy's a cool dude. I don't know if we'll have a President Billy, but we'll have a fraternity president Billy.
Oh, yeah.
We will. Okay, we're going to get into some free agent targets in just a second, but the lovely, official queen of the Browns Report, Shaylin Spind and I, we've been rewatching. Well, I've been rewatching. She's been watching for the first time. Coop walks in. A good time in there. What's up?
Just so you know, no one's on community right now.
Oh, okay. What's text doing?
It's filling in on my phone.
Okay. Awesome sauce. We've been rewatching. Well, I've been rewatching, like I said, Silicon Valley.
Okay. Yeah.
Very underrated. I don't know if anyone else watching right now has seen it, but it just kind of got me thinking, what are some underrated TV shows? Like, I don't want to see The Office, which is my favorite show, but that's not underrated.
No.
You can't do How I Met Your Mother. No Breaking Bad. Like, what is a show that if someone's looking for a show recommendation and they've seen it all, what are you going to hit with? You know, what are you going to say? You know what? It only had 2 or 3 seasons, but it was a great show. You know what I mean?
Mine would be Solar Opposites.
I've never heard of that.
It's like an animated show on Hulu.
You watch your cartoons?
Oh, I love my cartoons.
Little Scooby-Doo action?
It's by the same people who made Rick and Morty.
Okay.
So that's mine. Probably Solar Opposites. It's good. It's
Okay.
very funny.
Sounds like a show you need to be maybe a little bit under the influence for?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
helps. It helps. It's definitely one of those. I'm trying to think
No
of
cops in the chat.
No cops.
Let's see here. Josh says MASH. I don't think MASH can be underrated.
No, I don't think
It's a pretty popular show, Josh. Battlestar Galactica. Let's see here. Miraculous Ladybug. I don't know that. So my 2 underrated shows, Silicon Valley
it's good.
and Vice Principals, also on HBO.
I don't think I've seen that.
It's got Danny McBride and the Southern actor who is in Hateful Eight, if you know that movie.
I haven't seen that.
Hateful Eight's a really good movie. One of Tarantino's best. But those are my 2 underrated shows if we're talking like, you know.
I don't even
Josh says Prison Break. Michael Schofield. I love Prison Break.
Have you seen Black Mirror?
Someone once showed me an episode of it. That's about it.
I don't know if that's considered underrated, but Black Mirror is one of my favorite shows of all time.
Levi says Reacher. Justin says Hello Ladies. I don't know Hello Ladies.
I don't know that either.
Adam says Watch The Chosen. Jake's going with Greatest American Hero. We're getting a lot of underrated shows because I feel like in order for it to be underrated, you can't obviously know it.
Yeah.
Right? That kind of defeats the purpose. All right, so we've got the next segment on tap for you guys, which is veteran free agent targets that, let's be honest, the Browns are likely done punching in free agency, but I've said that twice now, and I continue to get proven wrong. So
That's true.
don't rule out Andrew Berry for like one more. Like, I kind of wonder. Hear me out. GM walks into work early April. You can't just do draft 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day. Like, is there a point where he's like, an agent calls him and he's like, I'm kind of bored.
I need something to do. I got no work.
Let's get the tweet out. Yeah, sure, fuck it, we'll sign him. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, that's funny.
Mr. Bean, I love Mr. Bean. Good one. Always Sunny, that can't be underrated. That's too good. That's too good. Raising Hope on Hulu. I've seen the ads for it. I've never seen it though.
I've never seen it either.
All right, let's talk some free agent targets. Seeps, are we ready? All right, let's get into it. Coming up on today's Browns Report, we're going to check out some remaining free agent targets for the Browns that Cleveland could sign. Now, quick little disclaimer, we're filming this during our live show Thursday, 4 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Eastern. So hopefully no one gets signed. But anywho, let's check out some remaining free agent targets. Now, the Browns' current cap space, it's about $8.8 million. The cap's a myth. These numbers are always fluid, but use that as sort of a benchmark. Now, I don't think the Browns are going to make any more signings of notable players, but I also didn't think they would make any more signings 2 signings ago. So maybe Andrew Berry is really going to be even more aggressive than we thought. Now, he will have some extra money coming his way soon. After June 1st, he's going to get the John Johnson money and a little bit of the Jadeveon Clowney post-June 1 cut. Despite him already being on a 1-year contract, the void years, he kind of gets more money later or after June 1st. So the neighborhood of 20-ish million. He needs to keep some money to pay his draft picks. He wants to roll some money over into next season, and he wants to keep some in case a midseason signing has to happen. So our first veteran free agent target for the Browns, Frank Clark. Now, some buzz coming out of the NFL owners meeting down in Phoenix was that the Browns were somewhat interested in adding another veteran piece on the defensive line. And if that's true, Frank Clark fits the bill to a T, right? 4 years with Kansas City. Before that, he was with Seattle for 5. And the guy's not just an awesome player. He's a postseason nightmare for opponents. And if you want to add someone who had 5 sacks to your defensive line rotation, you do not have to twist my arm, right? Just imagine Dalvin Tomlinson Frank Clark as your starting defensive tackles. Tomlinson can't really go for three downs, a series, 17 games a season. So you're going to need to have a rotation anyway. Tomlinson, Frank Clark, Perrion Winfrey, and Jordan Elliott in case someone gets hurt. That's a much improved defensive line room. Now, adding Frank Clark, I will say, could stunt Perrion Winfrey's growth, but it's win now mode for the Cleveland Browns, right? I'm all for letting some younger players get some much needed reps so we can figure out if they're the guy or not moving forward. But Frank Clark, I think, is just too good of an opportunity to pass on. If you can really add one of the better interior defensive linemen still on the market for hopefully a vet minimum deal with a bunch of incentives in there. Yeah, tell me this. Would you rather have a defensive line with Myles Garrett, Obo, Dalvin Tomlinson, or Winfrey? Or those three and swap Winfrey for Frank Clark? I'm going to go with Frank Clark. So let me know, should the Browns sign Frank Clark? Y for yes or N for no? We got a new graphic right there. Let me know if you like it. So that is the question for this video. It's also the pinned comment. So if an ad break comes on by, get your votes in down below. Our next free agent target, kind of backed by popular demand, is Kareem Hunt. Now, he has not been signed. He was an unrestricted free agent. And this past weekend, I did a video on whether or not the Browns should bring Kareem Hunt back or sign someone like Jerick McKinnon. And I've got more support for 27 than I thought would be out there. It's not that I don't like Kareem Hunt. I just thought, I feel like 2022 PD would be so mad at 2023 PD if I vouched to bring Kareem Hunt back. After last year when it felt like there were so many plays where nothing was gained by him being on the field. Not all his fault. The offensive line wasn't that good down the stretch. Play calling didn't do him any favors. Might not have been used correctly. But he does turn 28 this August. And maybe the Browns could be interested on bringing him back on a veteran minimum deal. He remains an unrestricted free agent, like I said. We'll throw some notes on screen for you guys to read. I kind of go back and forth on this, if I'm being honest here. Like, I at one point was one of the biggest Kareem Hunt fans out there, right? I love the possibility of thunder and lightning with Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, Deshaun Watson, the RPO, get all three guys in the backfield at once. Like, that is a nightmare for linebackers and safety to diagnose pre-snap. But his rushing stats last season, 468 yards, 3.8 yards per carry, 3 touchdowns. His receiving stats, 35 grabs, 210, 1 touchdown. He had 4 touchdowns last year. 2 of them came in week 1. The rest of them were over the next 16 games. So he was not the Kareem Hunt that we all were hoping, and I was hoping he would be with the Browns. He looked like he lost a step last season. Maybe that's all on the coaching. Maybe that's all on the blocking, the offensive line. And if those things are adjusted and corrected, he's going to be maybe not the complete NFL rushing leader. At one point he was with KC. But if he's 80% of it, that and Nick Chubb is obviously one of the best running back duos in the league, something Cleveland has had over the last few seasons. At the same time, what about this guy? What about Jerome Ford? What about getting him more than 8 carries for 12 yards in 2023? Seeing what you have in the former 5th-round pick, because Nick Chubb is approaching the midway point of his second contract with the Browns. I don't see him getting a third contract with the way running backs work in the NFL this day and age. So maybe it's a good opportunity to up Jerome Ford's usage, see if he is a running back who could take the torch from Nick Chubb in years to come. So there's kind of pros and cons on both sides of things here. But what would you do? Would you re-sign Kareem Hunt? RS for re-sign or P for pass? I'm ultimately going to pass. I'd rather roll with Nick Chubb, Jerome Ford, and a rookie running back and let the 2 younger guys get some snaps and see what you have in him, then roll it with a 28-year-old running back this August. Next free agent target, we'll kind of lump these next 2 guys together. It's Matthew Ioannidis, and Melvin Ingram. So if we're doing a Dolphins video, Melvin Ingram was a veteran free agent target last year. They picked up right before the season started, and he was a very nice contributor for Miami. 6 sacks, 7 tackles for loss. You don't expect to find 6 sacks out of a player who you signed in the summer. So it does go to show signing some of these older defensive line veteran players, they can be very valuable contributors despite their age maybe being a bit of an eyesore here. I think the Browns are done in free agency, but a training camp signing could very much be in the cards with the pressure that it feels like is breathing down on Andrew Berry from the Haslams to get this year right. If 2 weeks into training camp, Jordan Elliott, Tommy Togiai, and Perrion Winfrey, between the three of them, if none of them look like an actual starting NFL defensive tackle, maybe AB says, F it. I'm not going to wait around for you guys to look like professionals one day and age. I'm going to go out and get one that I know is, like Melvin Ingram, like Ioannidis, like Frank Clark. So that is an avenue and something to keep an eye on as we get closer to training camp. 5th and final free agent target. I had to get him back in his old Browns uniform. It's cornerback Troy Hill. He's also sneaky old here. Now, Troy Hill, if you remember, was traded from the Browns to the Rams during last year's draft. Cleveland picked up a 5th-round pick this year for him. And the Browns still need a slot corner, right? He's got familiarity with the team. I know we like to think when players move on from a team, or really a team moves on from a player, that bridge is burned or something. No, could easily see Troy Hill coming back to the Browns and just coming back with a 5th-round pick from the Rams. I mean, that's an ultimate win for Cleveland. They get the player and the pick. It's like an Aroldis Chapman trade right there. Now, his last 4 seasons, seesawing between LA and Cleveland, he hasn't been a spectacular slot corner, but you don't really have a slot corner on your roster right now. Look at the Browns' depth chart here. I've got Denzel Ward and Martin Emerson as your outside corners. Newsome sure as heck does not want to play inside again. Did not go well for him last year. There's no money for corners playing on the inside. It's on the outside. So if you want to make money and you want to play into your skill set, I'm sure Newsome would like to be moved to the outside. So if that's the situation, I don't know what Schwartz's plan is for slot corner this year. It's not Newsome, so maybe it's bring back Troy Hill, right? Could be draft a rookie, give him that job. But if they are all in on not leaving things up to chance and not leaving things up to the hands of rookies and going with veteran players that they know something about, Troy Hill, I hope you still got your place in Cleveland. Now, make sure to share today's video, by the way, if you enjoyed it. Tag me on Twitter at Matthew Petey. I give shout-outs to everyone who shares our videos on Twitter. So help us grow the channel, get some more eyeballs on today's video. Share it on Twitter, text it to a friend, a family member, post it, share it wherever. I just want to continue to grow this channel, and sharing our videos is a really good way to do that. Super chat from Scarehouse Tim Zombie. Matt and Pat show, have a drink on me. Best damn Browns channel and fans.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go Browns, baby. Let's go Browns.
Man.
Welcome back to the dog
I
pound.
know. Welcome back. Welcome back. Feels
Here
good
we
to be
go.
back.
Cheers to you, Tim.
You guys just get me so fired up. The Browns, the dog pound. I can feel the grittiness.
Patrick,
and I can feel the toughness coming from the comment section.
Patrick's coming on 1 year at Chat Sports. If you asked Patrick back in June, hey, you're going to have any affinity towards the Browns? He'd be like, they're just a random NFL team.
Yeah,
now he's
no
like,
chance.
random Sunday, he's like, oh, the Browns are on. Like, fuck yeah, Cleveland's winning.
Oh,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Just like when you walk past the TV, going to get some more food, and you're
Yeah.
like, what's the score on Red Zone? Like, oh, Cleveland's up 14-3. Let's go, Brownies.
Plus, with how high PD and I are on Deshaun Watson next season,
Oh, my
I'm
God.
Like, yo,
I cannot
what
wait
are
for the
Deshaun's
victory
numbers?
laps.
Oh, my God. We're going to have a day.
I have been bookmarking tweets for months now. You better believe it.
We'll have a day.
The only thing is, I don't know when I want to actually claim my victory lap. Do you wait till the season's over? Do you do it mid-year if he's off to a good start, running the risk of if he's bad the next week, which has happened sometimes in the NFL, the replies will be nasty.
I think you just got to wait for that moment.
Just got to wait for the moment?
You just got to wait for it. I don't think you got to
Wait for the one shining moment.
Because if you go the whole year and he has an okay year, and let's just say you guys win a playoff game and he's great, full on.
Oh, my
victory
God.
lap. So,
It'll never end after that. Mailbag is next on the show here. Get those questions in, hashtag Browns or Super Chat. We owe some wheel spins, I think.
We do.
We owe 3 or 2 wheel spins?
Yes.
I think we owe 3, I think. Here we go. Let me get some shout-outs right now.
Get those questions in, though.
Yep. But Peterson, I can't pronounce the first name. Hell yeah, Scarehouse Tim Zombie. I love it. Okay. We're talking about peer pressure right now in the chat. So say no to drugs, kids.
Where did that go?
I don't know. Wheel spins, though. Every $5 Super Chat, we spin the wheel. If it lands on a shot fund, Patrick and or I will take it. How many do we owe?
3.
3? Okay, 3 wheel spins.
Ooh.
Knock them out, one after another.
It's like Russian roulette.
Okay. Feeling good.
All right. Okay.
No shot fun. We got another one from Levi Mayfield.
Let's go.
We'll spin the wheel, and then we'll go to the Super Chat, Levi.
Yeah. All right, so we got 2 more.
No, we got 3 more now because he just added 1 more.
Levi, you dog.
Levi's got, so 3 more. 3 more. Every $5 Super Chat, we spin the wheel for a shot fun. Looking pretty good. There we go.
All right.
Okay.
Survive and advance, Petey.
Survive and advance.
Bang.
2 more. Okay, there we go.
We've been
Don't say it. Don't say it.
All right.
That's like the guy who's like, wow, this game's really flying by. And then the bottom of the 6th, the starter gets pulled, and we go through a long reliever process.
All right, 1 more.
Last one.
I think I just jinxed this.
Oh. Right by the PD shot fun. Okay.
All right.
Getting by.
We survive.
I'll call you, Tina. What's up, Tina? Okay, so we got Super Chat coming in from Levi Mayfield. Deshaun Watson will be top 10 this year. First, I'm going to do a dog bowl for this one. Then Patrick and I quickly tag teaming this right now. That's what she said. Predictions on who will be the top 10 quarterbacks in 2023. Not
So
who's
after the
currently
season?
after the season.
Ooh, I love
Who
this.
we will say is top 10 for this past season.
Okay, can we go in order?
Yeah.
All right. Mahomes
Mahomes.
will be undisputed.
Burrow, Allen.
I got somebody ahead of Allen.
I'm sorry. I'm not going in order.
Okay.
I'm just putting the top 3, and
All
you
right.
can do it in any order you want for those 3.
Trevor Lawrence,
Lawrence,
4.
Herbert.
Yeah, he'll be there.
Okay. I don't think Rodgers will be a top 10 quarterback.
No, I don't think so.
There's
either.
no Brady.
You want to throw Hurts in there?
I guess we'll throw Jalen Hurts
Even though
in there.
I think a regression's coming.
I do too, actually, but
he'll
like
be there.
we're saying it right now. We actually don't think Jalen Hurts will be top 10, but we're going to include him.
Depending where Lamar goes.
Yeah, I forgot about Lamar. We'll include
depends.
Lamar. I'm going to put Watson in
I
now.
was gonna say Watson's probably next up in my head.
Dak.
Yeah.
I think Dak sucks, though.
Yeah, we'll throw him in there. See, like a guy like Stafford's a wild card because like
Stafford's a wild card. There's no Brady. There's no Rodgers. There's Kirk. There's no one in the NFC South.
Goff. Like,
Not Russ.
no,
Not
not Derek Carr.
Tua.
No, not.
Maybe.
All right, yeah, I guess we're thinking end of next season. I think it's gonna come down to like those guys like Tua,
Kirk, Derek
Goff.
Carr.
Yeah,
To get the last 9 and 10 spot.
yeah.
Yeah, that's probably about it right there.
Stafford too, but
Yeah.
Watson's in there.
Watson's definitely in the mix right now.
Watson's that guy. He is that guy.
Did we get another super chat come in? I thought I just saw one come in from
Oh,
Brown
yeah, we
Tiger.
did.
Yeah. Hey, we're at $40 right now. Let's get to 50 before we start this mailbag. How about that? Get a nice easy even 5-0. We'll do a big dog bowl if we can get a $10 super chat. Brown Tiger,
That's a good point.
seriously, you're that excited for him to return to playing? How about me? He's my favorite player and a Clemson Tiger and a Brown, and been waiting 2 years. I mean, if you're a Clemson fan like Brown Tiger, this is
God.
the ultimate football mecca,
Brown
right?
Tiger, his dream is like Deshaun Watson winning a Super Bowl for
No,
Cleveland.
I'll tell you his dream.
Oh,
Ready? His dream is to be in a grocery store in South Carolina, checking out behind Watson, and Watson's like, oh, I forgot my wallet. And Brown Tiger's right behind and is like, Deshaun, I've got it.
got you.
You know, like, and then he leaves the grocery store, gets a picture with Watson,
Yeah.
and then Watson's a thank you, like sends him a new car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
it
it's
sends
like
him, like a signed Deshaun
right,
Watson
exactly.
jersey.
Yeah, that is the dream right there.
Yes.
Okay. We're $10 away from 50. Can we get to 50 before we start this next mailbag here, or our first mailbag? Make sure to get some hashtag Browns questions in the chat, though. That way producer Patrick can pull those and put them on screen. Okay. Who's annoying right now? We got Britsburg. I look down, and the chat. Okay, Browns fan, tell me who to block, and I'll block. You've got that power right now as being a longtime channel commenter.
He is a moderator.
So I think it's Britsburg NFL NCAA football, which is a very all-time commenter name.
Yes.
Just a fan of NFL and National College Association of Athletics or whatever. Britsburg, 3, 2, 1. You are out of here. There he goes.
I was going to ask him, what's the shape of Italy?
Yeah. Boot.
Boot.
Get out. I like that one. Bye-bye.
Everybody
boom, boom.
type bye in the chat.
Yeah, bye in the chat right now.
See ya.
There he goes.
Shout out to AFX.
Ty Man blocked him. Love you too, Browns fan. Bye.
I love it, Tyler.
Cassie's here. Love it, Cassie.
Bye from Texas.
Bye from Texas. Bye-bye, everyone.
Na, 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 na.
Yeah, Zenya. Okay. So if we can get $10 super chat before we start this mailbag, that would be awesome. If not, I can't make Patrick sit here forever. So he's a big important man now at Chat Sports. We're lucky to have his time this Thursday afternoon.
It's good to be back.
Good to have you back, buddy. So we got a mailbag coming up. Do we have some hashtag Browns questions in the chat?
Oh,
Brown
away.
Tiger with a 5. Can someone? He put the alley up. Who wants to put the oop down? So put the oop down. Let's go. Dang straight with one exception. He says he'll go to a Clemson game with me, or better yet, let me watch the game from sideline.
Okay.
Go
Yeah.
Browns. Okay, honest question. Would you want to watch an important college football game from a sideline? Because you actually take in very little of the game.
Yes.
I would love to do it for like week 2 Tennessee against Charlotte.
Yes. No, I agree.
Tennessee, Florida, I actually want to be on my couch.
Yeah.
With the TV and good audio.
So I watched a Vikings game. My uncle, he got one of the suites.
Oh, like the first level kind of deal?
It was an unreal experience. Super
Yes.
cool. You can't see the
No,
game.
the cheerleaders are in your way. There's
the
a
players,
bazillion
like-
cameras, so many personnel in the field.
It's cool you're that up close, but
Yeah.
like if you're actually trying to watch the game, I don't know.
Shaylin's saying, Patrick told Matthew we want to go to Perry's for dinner. We're a long way from a Perry's
Yeah,
outing
we're a
right
long
now.
way.
AFX Apocalypse, I will bring Shay on the show. I am not hiding her somewhere. She will have a debut on the Cleveland Browns Report. Thursdays are just a busy day in the office. You can't really
Yeah.
bring a guest in on a Thursday. It'll be, honestly,
party day,
a watch
probably?
party preseason game.
Yeah.
Browns have 4 preseason games this year. So one of those 4 Shay will be on. Guaranteed. She's going to remember that word guaranteed forever now.
Oh, I know. You like if you don't bring her on,
Yeah, I
you're
understand.
cooked.
Okay. I'm sleeping on the couch. Dog Bowl here.
Oh!
Nicholas, let's go! $20 super chat. Love it. Nicholas, Tank Dell, no matter what. The Browns are meeting with him. I can't remember the verb tense exactly. In the 4th round, that is, LOL. I just seeing him being there, being that safety valve for Watson, making 3rd and shorts easy with that separation. Petey, when you coming on the locker room rant? Nicholas, hit me up on Twitter, @MatthewPetey. I always love talking shop. I've always loved talking Brownies football on any sort of platform whatsoever. So hit me up, slide in my DMs, and we will figure out and coordinate a time for me to hop on the podcast, and we'll talk football. We'll talk Browns. We'll talk draft. There's nothing better than talking football.
Dude's talking ball. What's better than that?
How do you talk soccer, actually? I don't know what the conversation's like. You just hope that the next game they score.
Yeah.
I don't even know like what concrete things. Like, just put it in the net next time.
Similar to hockey. Like
Hockey's a little bit of just like over 82 games. You hope that your recipe works out,
yeah.
right? Baseball like 162, but you could talk about like using relievers correctly, more playing time for this guy, whatnot.
I bet you this is just us not knowing a lot about hockey.
That's very
soccer.
mostly
That's
soccer,
it.
yeah.
And now, my favorite super chat of the day. Getting on, Petey.
No, I'll take it back, Petey. Watch the Tigers take down the stupid Vols. Where were you at the Orange Bowl? I was there, Brown Tiger. I wish we got to have a meetup there. But you know what? Hopefully we can have that arranged soon. So I owe
We owe some wheel spins.
we're going to do the wheel spins and all that after the mailbag.
After mailbag?
I can't keep getting more fucked up during these mailbags.
Yeah.
Because I watch them back later, and I look at myself, and I'm like,
You're drunk.
what planet are you on right now?
You have no idea what you're saying.
I know.
Right
I
now.
already am a fast talker, so when I drink, that just expedites it.
Yeah.
And then I kind of make up words like Michael Scott style at times, where it's like, I don't think that was 100% English. That was a new language.
Oh, also, if you guys want some behind the scenes, Petey had an incredible thumbnail for this. I was mesmerized.
Do you want to? Yeah, it
how
took me
you
a while.
got the arm behind the bar
Yeah.
right here. Shout out to Petey. This was a good one.
I had to cut his arm in half and then put half of him on the front and the other half on the back.
When you were like in the last, you're like, yeah, and we could get to some notes. I'm literally staring at it. I'm like,
Yeah,
how did he do that?
That took me a little while. Don't worry. Hashtag Browns for your questions. Patrick, we got enough hashtag Browns? Okay. Let's get started. Mailbag time here on the Cleveland Browns Report. I answer the questions that you guys ask during our live show every Thursday at 4 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Eastern. So tune in on a future Thursday to get your question asked and answered. Levi Mayfield is up to bat first. Could we use Jakeem as a rotational in the slot, as a guy in the slot, as long as he's healthy? Here's the thing. Jakeem Grant is a bit older. I think he's around 30 years old. He's coming off a torn Achilles. Like, he was signed as a special team return man, coming off an Achilles injury. He not just restructured his contract, he took less money. I'm guessing the Browns said, hey, take some less money, and you can compete in training camp for a 53-man roster spot. As of right now, with the Marquise Goodwin signing, I don't see a spot for him on the 53-man roster unless he can completely put that Achilles injury behind him, which when you're a bit older, that's tougher to do. I don't think he's going to have that spring, and if he doesn't have that, I don't know what he can offer this team. So I don't see him being on the Browns roster, unfortunately. Really bummed about that because I liked the signing a lot last year. What's going on, Scarehouse Tim Zombie? With Joe Thomas going to the Hall of Fame, what other Browns players do you believe deserve to be in as well? Okay, I like it. Kind of opening up the history book a little bit here. We talk Clay Matthews. I'm just thinking like the last 15 or so years. Unfortunately, there's not a long list of Hall of Fame worthy players. I'm going to go with Matthews for now. And that is, I think, where I'm going to end. Older Browns fans are going to do a lot better job of answering this question for me. But, pencil me in for Clay Matthews. Oh, we got someone from the Guardians right now, getting ready for their matchup against Seattle. Could the Browns trade Jedrick Wills to get a higher draft pick? I've seen some people actually comment similar thoughts. Poison pill for one. So let's talk about Jed Wills just as a whole right now. Has he been a first-round type talent through 3 seasons? No, he has not. He has not been a first-round left tackle. Has he been unplayable? I don't think so. The ankle injuries definitely nagged him the first year or two, but since then he's definitely start to put that behind him, but still not all the way there. Now, Jedrick Wills' 5th-year option, it costs $14.1 million. I think the Browns are going to pick that up, but I wouldn't be shocked if Andrew Berry goes, you know what? I think the better recipe for our roster is trading Jed Wills, drafting an offensive lineman, signing a cheap tackle, sticking him at left tackle for a season, and getting that draft pick and using that at a different spot because we don't see a long-term future with Jed Wills after year 5 if they pick it up. So let me know, would you pick up Jed Wills' 5th-year option? I think it will get picked up. Should it get picked up? That's a fair argument to make going both ways. Having a player as a left tackle under a rookie contract for 5 years is tempting, but he doesn't look like a $14 million left tackle, if we're being honest about it. But the Browns might be forced to just do what's best for their options currently, and that could be picking up Jed Wills' 5th year. AFX Apocalypse, What are the odds that we could get Zadarius Smith if the Vikings ever release him? We got a Vikings producer right now, Patrick Seatman. That would be a pretty fun signing for the Browns, I think. Patrick, you want to unmute yourself and kind of just give the dog pound your take for 30 seconds?
Yeah, Zadarius was great last year. He kind of tailed off at the end. But I will say, I expect the Vikes to try to trade him. But honestly, a 5th, 6th, or 7th could probably get it done.
Yeah, I just think the Browns are probably kind of feeling comfortable where they at the edge spot after signing Obo. Like, you don't sign a player like Obo Okoronkwo just to have a bunch of his snaps taken away. Right? You want to see him grow into a role where he can be the opposite side of Myles Garrett. Not go get a veteran guy for one season and just sort of push down on Obo's growth with the Browns. So I don't think it's very likely AFX. Joshua Miller, what's going on? Draft Izzy, and I'm going to leave it there. Dude is an under-the-radar stud from University of Pittsburgh. Insurance for if Chubb leaves after 2023. I do think the Browns are going to draft a running back. Which running back that is? When you're talking about drafting, running backs in day 3, it's a crapshoot. It's anyone's guess. There's really no inkling or signs pointing to one guy. So whether it's Izzy, whether it's Kendre Miller, whether it's McIntosh from Georgia, there are a lot of good options. And I do think the Browns should take a running back with just Nick Chubb and Jerome Ford as the real 2 backs on this team. Tossing John Kelly, sure. I think adding another player to be in the wings to potentially take over from Chubb and start gaining some valuable reps and experience now would be helpful. Now, we are trying to reach 19,000 subscribers by the time the draft rolls around. We're less than 800 subs away. Let's reach that goal before the NFL draft gets started. Help support and grow our local Cleveland Browns YouTube channel here at Chat Sports by hitting that sub button. Lil Beam next up on the show. If I'm being truthful, I don't want Hunt back. I want to see Ford develop because I think he could be an amazing running back. Lil Beam is quietly saying the quiet part out loud, okay? I do want to see Jerome Ford in a larger capacity this year. 1, we all loved him in the preseason last year. 2, when he did touch the football last year after the ankle injury against the Falcons, he was great in kick returns. Let's see what he can do as a RB2 under this system. And if Nick Chubb is not going to be here after 2024, I'd like to probably have his replacement on the roster this year or next year at the latest. So, Jerome Ford, it's your time to shine, buddy. TLH Arts and Projects, good to see you in the chat. If we had to get any offensive player that is still available in free agency, who would you choose? Good question, because we always spend so much time talking about the defense. Any player on the offensive side, it would probably have to be an offensive lineman. I just think you're good at wide receiver. Running back, Jerick McKinnon, if you're not going the Kareem Hunt route, that could be an interesting idea. I know I just said it's Jerome Ford's season, but the guy scored 10 touchdowns last year. You got to at least consider it a little bit here. That would probably be the only spot. Look for a swing tackle, although I like James Hudson, so maybe a 6-man on the interior offensive line. I don't know backup guards and centers all that well, but that could be a position of need. When will it end? Any chance the Browns trade up in the draft? Okay, interesting. So let's first look at what the picks the Browns have in the 2023 NFL draft. They got 2/3, 2/4, and 2/5. Someone asked me on Twitter the other day, hey, what would it take to get to pick 50 and get a guy like Jack Campbell out of Iowa? If you took pick 74, pick 98, and probably pick 126, no, make it 142. 2/3 in that earlier 5th, that could get you to mid to late round 2. The issue is I don't think they're going to be going that direction. If anything, they could be moving back some picks, right? From 74 to like 82. Why? Because look at Cleveland's 2024 draft picks right now. They've got a 2nd and a 3rd. That's it for rounds 1 through 4. I think Andrew Berry will be more reliant on the draft next year than free agency. And if so, he's going to want some more picks than a 2nd and a 3rd as far as the first 4 rounds of the draft go. So you could see him move back, pick up an additional 3rd, somehow get a comp pick for like a 4th or something. And then you're kind of at where you are right now, where you go, no 1st still, but a 2nd, 2/3, and a 4th. that's a good amount of assets you can fill out a roster with if you're the Browns. So let me know, who would you trade up to draft, right? Would you want to move up and get someone like Keanu Benton, right? If he's still on the board, late second round, early third round from Wisconsin, a defensive lineman. Give me a name of someone who you're like, man, when the Browns were picking at 42, I wanted this guy. Now that they're not, if he starts to slip a little bit, Andrew Berry has to pick up the phone and get him if he gets past pick 50. Joshua Miller, Keanu Benton, wow, that's very weird, is being mocked all over the draft, late first to all the way down to the fourth round. If he falls to third round, we should pounce. Yeah, Keanu Benton, a 4-year starter for Wisconsin. He is a very good run-stopping player who does have some upside in pass rush as well, but I'm looking for run stoppers, something the Browns have not been able to get with their last 3 defensive tackles picked, going in order: Elliott, Togiai, and Winfrey. Benton hopefully could put an end to that run and be a legitimate run-stopping defensive tackle. And who knows, maybe when Dalvin Tomlinson's contract gets towards the end, Benton could be ready to step up and be that next run stopper for Cleveland. Brian, what's going on? Are you concerned with the amazing friendship Chubb has with Kareem Hunt? How will Chubb react with him gone? They say he is the only one Chubb actually talks to. Chubb is definitely a silent leader in this locker room. I remember Stefanski in an interview saying, like, if he could get Chubb to say anything, that'd be 1,000 more words than he ever said. Something to that tune. So, I mean, there is something to the personal side of the NFL. We always talk about players as stats. They are human beings too, and they have values in the locker room. So, I don't know what Kareem Hunt's value is in the locker room. None of us do unless you're in the locker room. But it's a business. Teams are not going to make moves for friendships. They're going to expect professionals to be professionals and go find a way to get your job done without having your buddy next to you. But yeah, it definitely stings a little bit if teams are cutthroat and move on from guys. But I think Chubb could understand if Barry's like, we're doing what's best for the team. We're sorry. We can't just bring everyone's pal along with them when we think they're past their prime. Last question coming in from Jake Heath. Petey, who is your tank team for this season? Good question, Jake. I kind of like that, talking NFL. Tank team for this season. Who's going to have the first pick in the draft, Patrick, you think? Man, the Panthers. Texans are really bad, too. It's probably going to be really this. Between the between the Colts, the Cardinals, and the Raiders. Whichever of those three, the Falcons, whichever of those 4 teams has the worst quarterback play, they'll be picking first in the NFL draft next year. I'll go with one of those 4 teams right there. But if I'm really going to pick one, go with the Colts. I think Indy could be awful next season. Kind of like that 1 year without Peyton Manning. Appreciate all the questions we got on today's mailbag. Make sure to subscribe to be a part of future mailbags. And we'll see you guys later as we get more Browns content out to the dog pound here at the Cleveland Browns Report. Jonathan Mann with a super chat. Let's go, Jonathan. I feel like I should go back in time and redo that mailbag question. I didn't even think of Josh Cribbs for a moment. I'm going to get roasted for that. For everyone watching right now, please come to my defense and say, PD immediately regret not saying Josh Cribbs. This is going to come back and haunt me big time. Fuck. Jonathan, great ones, right? Cribbs, McGinnis, Garcia, Metcalf, Jamal Lewis. Yeah, you rattled off more names than I did in that moment. The bright lights, I crumbled. That's embarrassing. But I do appreciate the suggestions, Jonathan. Patrick just ran to the bathroom, so we'll get the next super chat up on screen in a second. Ooh, Titans from AFX Apocalypse. Wow, do I like that answer more than mine, right? I don't know if Mike Vrabel's going to coach an NFL team that finishes dead last in the NFL. He's just too good of a coach. He'll find some wins in the AFC South, right? He'll split the games with the Colts. He could split all 3, have 3 wins right there, win 2 more games. You got 5. You're picking 3rd or 4th, but you're not picking 1st. Jonathan, we've got your pick. Patrick just ran to the bathroom, so when he comes back in, we'll throw it on screen. I said Clay Matthews. Yeah, I should have said Josh Cripps. That was dumb of me. We've got Tom Downey coming in here. Tom, you running the ones and twos for a moment? This is Jonathan Mann if you want to throw his photo on.
Oh, the photo?
Yeah, go to photo. We'll take the super chat off. We lose Patrick for the foreseeable future? Oh, that's very nice of you. Tom Downey. Go down, Jonathan Mann. That's it. Yep, bingo. The Clay Matthews. The heartbeat of Chat Sports, Tom Downey, stepping in as a producer while Patrick's in the bathroom. He's a hybrid. The Clay Matthews. Cheers to you guys. Let's go Brownies, baby. Okay, we got some more super chats here. I think, right? Maybe? My BFF Tom, show Olivia. Everyone loves baby Olivia. We're all caught up? I thought we got 2 during that. You sure? Is that the previous one before that?
Yeah.
Oh, well, my eyes are playing tricks on me. So let's
Go to the bottom here.
Yeah, go to the bottom. So it is MLB opening day. Let's talk baseball for a moment. Grade opening day. I feel like baseball does such a great job of doing such a bad job. Right? They are so good at being the worst professional sports league in publicizing things. Like, I don't think your average sports fan knew MLB opening day was this Thursday a week ago.
No, I didn't know it was this Thursday until Monday.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like,
everybody started
the
talking
clock for when you learn when opening day is so small. Like, the margin is so small in MLB.
Yeah.
NFL.
Oh, you know,
months in advance.
Yeah.
Right, and it's NFL, but they've got new rules coming out this year.
Yeah.
They are jerking off the quicker games. Like, we were watching the Yankees game on MLB Network. They were just raving about the pitch clock and everything.
Oh, we have 3.5-hour games.
Here's the issue. Like, this has always been my spiel when it comes to MLB. They cater and bend their back, like, so far, go backwards for people that don't watch games still. Like, the people that complain about the current MLB situation or the flow of the game.
People who don't watch games.
They don't watch games, and they're not going to start watching games. You know why? No one picks up a 162-game hobby without already being a fan.
No, exactly.
No one's going, now I will watch all the games.
So my biggest beef with the MLB, you know how the NBA has Christmas, the NFL has Thanksgiving.
They suck. They don't have one day.
4th of July.
Yeah.
How do you not make that be like, hey, we're having all of our aces go on this day?
Yep.
Like, make sure it lines up. Like, that's the MLB's holiday. That's the one thing I would
Give
do.
the day before or 2 days before.
Yeah, give them off.
Give it off.
Yeah, this is back. Like,
I still
4th
think,
of
like,
July.
it'll never happen, but 152-game season. Take 10 games off.
Just move it back.
Right, and then move. It can't go into November.
No.
Could you imagine if MLB postseason was Labor Day? It'd be insane. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
MLB cannot conflict with the NFL.
No, it can't.
You lose.
Like, I
just
get
lose.
October baseball, but half the time the World Series is a week into November.
Yeah.
Like, it should be just October, but
They should 152 games. All the cold weather cities play their first 2 series on the road in the South.
yeah.
So that way no one in Cleveland, Chicago, New York is sitting in the cold,
Yep.
right?
And it's funny how postseason baseball so different from regular season, especially like
Yeah.
Chicago, for example. It's 30 degrees there in October.
Yep.
It's 100 in the middle of August. Like,
So that's our opening day spiel.
Yeah, that's
Talking
all right.
baseball,
That's
some
okay,
seam
though.
heads right here at the Browns Report. Hey, we need to get some super chats to keep the show going. We're at $72. If we can get to $100, I think that'd be a pretty successful Browns Report
100%.
in terms of Patrick and I walking out of here like we're ready to go into the weekend.
walking out with our chest out.
Chest out
like,
big time. Conor McGregor. So any super chat whatsoever, the amount does not matter. You get a shout out. $2, your take gets on screen for everyone to see. $5. I just opened up a new beer because I thought we had a $5 super chat. So someone make it worthwhile before this gets
Or
warm.
give us something to draft. PD and I, we love drafting.
We
give
do
us a
love
topic,
drafts.
$2 super chat. Just send in a draft. That's what we love doing.
$20, it's a fireball shot, which I owe for Nicholas. If you want to throw the Nicholas super chat on screen.
Yeah, Nick dropped a
Because I didn't want to do that for the mailbag. And then I think we owe a wheel spin or two, right?
Do. We owe 2 wheel spins.
2 wheel spins. Or you could pick dinner for Shay and I tonight, because she seems to be getting hungry.
Yeah.
And she does not get fed. Oh, boy. I've got my trivia league tonight. It's a big game tonight.
Big game tonight, Petey?
I don't know if you guys know this. I'm in a trivia league. It's all on Zoom. We got 3 weeks left in the season. Okay. We're just outside the playoffs, 1 game back. It's been a disastrous season 5 for us. Far below the win total that was projected for us.
Really?
And we are playing one of our biggest rivals tonight.
Is this like you lose, you're done?
Not mathematically, but it'll be very hard.
It's very hard. Okay.
Yes.
If you win, are you like, oh shit, we're coming, or is it like?
If we win, we are tied for the last playoff spot.
Oh, that's electric. Dude.
And then the team we're tied with, we play the last week of the season.
Are you a team that nobody wants to see in the playoffs? So
yes.
if you get in, you're
we
like,
we were the 1 seed last year.
Oh, so nobody wants to see.
And we were upset in the first round.
So you guys could be the Virginia.
Yes.
Upset in the first round. Come back the next year. I like it. it.
Okay. Cannonball coming.
Bang. Shout out Nicholas. Then the man, Jonathan, man.
I'm Guilfoyle, Silicon Valley professionally. Were you with us when we were talking about Silicon Valley like 30, 40 minutes ago? You had to have been. Otherwise, what a weird coincidence. We were talking about Silicon Valley in the office earlier, and someone's like, Guilfoyle is one of the most underrated characters in the show.
Yeah.
So Guilfoyle, you are, just so I remember correctly and get my, my tech verbiage down here. You are not a coder. No. Yeah. No. Fuck. I forgot. Which one's the coder and which one's not the coder? You're the coder. No, you built like the security system or something like that. Anywho, I butchered that right there. Clay Matthews, much better at his job than I am right now. But Guilfoyle, I mean, Ehrlich is one of my favorite characters in TV. He is so funny. Soul Train, I still want an upgrade at strong side linebacker. How can they draft?
Yeah,
That's my answer. When you sign one linebacker in free agency, Taki, that's your guy, right? You don't go sign another guy to compete with him. That's a very expensive linebacker battle. Yeah. So the answer is you hope that whatever rookie they pick, he's an impact player and he is like, a training camp MVP and he pushes Taki, who's coming off a torn ACL. So who knows if he'll even be ready for, week 1 exactly. So that's your answer, Soul Train. Alex Mack of the Browns Report. Shout out to Soul Train. Thank you so much. Rob Shardy, first time Super Chatter.
Welcome.
Let's go, Rob.
Welcome, Rob.
Trade out a second, 3rd round pick for next year. Trade out a second, 3rd round pick for a next year's 2nd round pick. Browns have done this before. Should I follow correctly? I don't think you're going to get you're not going to turn your 3rd this year for a future 2nd.
Or is he?
Trade out a 2nd, which they did. Trade out a 2nd, 3rd round pick for a next year's 2nd round pick. If I'm following correctly, you don't have a 2nd round pick anymore because of the Elijah Moore trade. I don't know if I'm misinterpreting what you're saying, Rob.
Trade out a
2nd and 3rd round pick for a next year's 2nd.
Maybe 2/3 for next year's 2nd, or.
But I don't see a way the Browns get a 2nd for next year without them giving up a 2nd this year. They don't have one to give up. They can move back in the 3rd round this year, get a future 3rd, and probably like a 5th this year.
Yeah.
Right? If you move back from 74 to 85, you pick up a 3rd for next year, a 3rd for you pick swap this year, so a future 3rd and probably a 5th.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Pick swapping in this year's 3rd round gets you a 2024 3rd and a 2023 5th. That's kind of my estimation on depending on how far you trade back. But Rob, thank you for the super chat. First time super chatter. That's definitely deserving of a dog bowl.
100%.
And we got some wheel spins to do now. How many?
I think we're up to 3, I believe. Yes. 3 wheel spins.
3 wheel spins. Let's go.
Will PD and I survive?
Josh just said OBJ was offered a contract by the Ravens.
All right, we survive again, PD.
I got to check Twitter. The Ravens are doing everything to win over Lamar Jackson. You know how you can win him
Except
over?
pay him.
You know, I'm actually kind of. No, the Browns not sign anyone. That was not nice, AFX Apocalypse. You know, I've actually sort of like changed my stance.
Change your tune a little bit on Lamar.
Oh, Keanu Neal to the Steelers. Okay, so that's a signing. Good pickup for Pittsburgh, I think. I was talking to my Ravens buddy, and I think there's a level of frustration from the Ravens end of like they have made good contracts. At a certain point, though, like if someone just wants a ridiculous contract, they're not going to be inclined to do so for someone that has gotten worse every year since he won the MVP.
Yeah.
And he's missed 10 games the last 2 seasons. They are not out of bounds for being a little bit cautious about throwing all the money at that guy.
Yeah. I think a lot of it with this Lamar thing, I mean, think about like when Lamar and the front office are sitting down. Normally it's an agent.
Yeah.
And when they're telling him like, hey, you missed games, you're not as this good of a thrower as a football as these guys, instead of them telling Lamar's agent, they're telling him directly, which I just think then it's just bad blood there. Like it's tough not to take it personally. So.
Like I get it. Like if you're Lamar, like for example, I saw this like cool graphic about like how much money Steph Curry makes, but how much of it he loses in California.
Tax. Yes,
the tax, the agent, all that stuff.
Yes.
He walks away with way less than you think it is. I think it's $15 million.
I'm pretty sure he's lost $40 million to taxes in the state of California.
Yes.
And then you take like what, probably 3% to an agent.
Like, more than that, I think.
3. I know the max in NFL is 3. I don't know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, max is normally 3 for like top tier agents.
Okay.
So funny enough,
Yep.
agents don't make nearly as much as you think.
So he's got to have an agent.
He needs
to get an agent.
Just hire your friend even.
Yeah.
Like, just be better than that.
How many more wheel spins we got?
Trace.
3 more?
Trace.
Oh, we're screwed.
no, 2 more. I forgot we did
2 more.
one.
2 more. Okay. That sounds better.
All right. Here we go.
Feeling good. Wow, no shot fun.
We're getting there.
Each time we spin it, those boxes just get a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger.
Here we go. There's 4
Last
out
wheel
of
spin.
23 right now. Oh,
Oh,
Petey.
God.
Oh, Petey.
Oh, no.
Oh, Petey. No, I'll remove that one.
Could you get me a beer, please?
Do you want
Damn.
That or do you want a,
No,
you want a Miller?
I'll take a Miller. Okay.
The wheel got the best of them.
The Ravens have looked into trading for DeAndre Hopkins and Cortland Sutton. They're doing everything right now to make Lamar happy. F Pitts in the chat right now. Okay, here we go. Wheel spin ends up with a PD shot fund. So, duty calls. That's the name of the game here. $5 super chat. We spin the wheel each time. We're at $85. If we can get to $100, I say a dirty dog bowl. Good. Watching no one get one has been boring. F Pitts, F Baltimore's in the chat right now. 102 people watching, 50 likes. Hit that thumbs up button if you have not already. I'll get some shout outs here. Ty Man the Buckeye, AFX Apocalypse, Jonathan Mann. We got Browns fan called Zone. Shay, if that's you in that picture, you look really nice. Just so you know, she's going to talk about that for a long time now. My fans, I'm a very lucky man. Do we have the trash in here?
Yeah, right here.
Okay. People love to just hide shit.
That's also the coldest beer I think I've ever grabbed.
I know. I'm kind of giving it a second to just come down a little bit because it's going to. Ooh.
That's
Tina, come on, Petey, shot fun.
Tina, Bettina.
Bettina. I've never heard the name Bettina before.
Mega, we threw that up on screen, I believe.
We'll throw it back up on screen, but we definitely did earlier. But there it is. Okay.
Here we go.
3,
Matthew
2,
Peterson
1.
going down the hatch. Here we go. Shotgun baby coming in from Scarehouse Tim Zombie. Oh, that coldness is beating his ass right now. You see it in the eyes. Shout out Megapixels. You're the man. Petey. Oh, it's cold. You can feel it. Oh.
It was a bad cock. I did not get a good puncture.
Not a good cock.
No penetration.
No penetration on the cock right there.
Oh.
Megapixel, shout out to you. No worries.
Woo.
No worries. The W Browns report. PD and I, we got fired up about that.
Dude, I don't think I penetrated at all.
Did it turn into all foam?
No. I don't think I'm going to go back in for seconds. There's more work to be done here.
Uh-oh. He's going back in. Yeah, Shay, tell him to not be a baby. Thank you. He's going back in. Ice cold. Down the hatch.
That is like making out with the Titanic's death maker.
A better cock on that one.
Yeah. Yep, now it's leaking.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Finishing up.
Ooh. Cannonball coming.
Shay, that is so funny you brought up Moab, Utah earlier. I want to go to Moab so bad again. I went there. I loved it, dude. It's this nice little town, the Red Rock Mountains. Like, I just want to go spend a weekend there so bad. Jeremy Chow.
Michael, I think the Browns defense is going to be way better than it was last year. I remember when we hit 10K subs. Out of the next 10 videos, 10 reasons why the Browns will win the AFC North, which literally couldn't be more false as they finished dead last. But it was a fun journey, and a lot of it hinged on the defense being pretty good. So this year, it will be. I think this year, we're at 18 and change in subs right now. If we get to 20,000 subs by week 1, 20 reasons why the Browns will win the division.
Steelers is there.
Yeah, so
You gotta catch up.
we got to catch up.
Did you show them the way in 3?
We did that. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Got him fired up.
Scarehouse Tim Zombie, I need 2 men on this. That's what she said. Not now. No time. Sing Country Roads. Which song do other people think? Okay, if we don't get another super chat, we will end on this here.
Here we go. I'm excited.
Most overrated song played at parties, at stadiums, at group events like weddings. Which one do you do when it plays? Everyone gets, really excited, and you're like, next.
I have my one.
I've got one too.
You might hate me though.
Okay, mine's a very unpopular opinion.
Oh, mine's a very popular song.
Okay, that's the thing. For me, it's unpopular opinion.
Sweet Caroline.
I don't think that's that bad of a take. It gets old.
I just don't like it.
For me, it's Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay, that's
I
fine. That's
can't
fine.
stand that song.
I thought you were gonna go Mr. Brightside. Mr. Brightside.
No, Mr.
I like
Brightside
it.
fucking
good.
slaps.
Yeah, thank you.
God, I love Mr. Brightside. You don't know that song. I do. What are you talking about?
Get on him, Shay.
Okay, we're at $85 in super chats. If we can get to 100, Dirty Dog Bowl. How about that deal right there?
Let's do it.
Browns fan called Zone. We'll see you later, my friend. Calling in all the MVPs. Let's run through all the photos.
Let's do it.
See who's watching right now and see who wants to step up to the plate and deliver, bottom of the 7th, runner in scoring position, 2 outs, single to tie the game. Scarehouse Tim Zombie, let's go. Scarehouse Tim Zombie, we got to get one for you. We got to get you up to $50 so you can get your own Browns player comp.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Love you guys.
Shout out to you.
No time, but she did. No time. That's what she said. Cheers to you. Okay, Brownie D, the Paul Kruger of the channel. Brown Tiger, the Joe Hayden. Who else we got here? As Patrick clips on his microphone. Chef Ruben, the Terrell Pryor of the Browns Report. We got Rob with another one.
Let's go.
Greg, the Dennis Northcutt. Jarrett Roush, our Braylon Edwards. Keith Niergarter, he's the Michael Dean Perry. Joshua Miller, the Phil Dawson. Jonathan Mann, the Clay Matthews. We got Joe is Joe. Worked out pretty well if you ask me. Michael Misner is Josh Cribbs. Michael Warnecki. Where's Michael Warnecki at today? He must be busy. Eric Metcalf. Ryan Chowdhury, the Jarvis Landry. We got Sean Muter tuning in as the Buster Screen. Alex Mack is Soul Train here. Scorpion. Amari Cooper. Is that everyone? We got Tyler Becker. I haven't seen Tyler in a while. Jason McCourty. And Tim Green is the assassin, Eddie Johnson. Let's go. Rob with a $5 super chat. The chicken dance, baby. Yeah, let's go. That's what I'm talking about, Rob.
That's an annoying one, Rob.
The chicken dance, very annoying.
Yes.
That's a very good nomination. I thought he just wanted me to do the chicken dance. Now I feel bad that I did it, and he says it's annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the YMCA?
YMCA hits different.
Yeah, okay.
You can hang out with all the boys. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. I like YMCA.
Yeah, I like that.
YMCA is great.
I'm trying to think of other like just corny songs.
Josh, appreciate you. AFX, don't worry. We definitely find ways to give back to those that are not able to super chat. Just want to give some extra, airtime to those who definitely go out of their way to help us out here. But AFX Apocalypse, you're a legend of the channel. No doubt. Joshua Miller, $2 super chat. Chick-fil-A was good. Draft Izzy. Chick-fil-A is never not good.
I don't think I've had a bad experience.
Chick-fil-A. At one point, I did say I liked the Popeyes chicken sandwich more than the Chick-fil-A sandwich. I'm probably going to revert back to Chick-fil-A sandwich being number one. Yeah. But yeah, Chick-fil-A, it's never not good. I might get it for dinner now.
Tina Patterson, that is the best party song is Jump Around. Jump, jump, jump. I love that.
I don't know. Jump Around, it gets a little redundant.
Yeah.
It needs to change after a minute.
Yes.
A minute's max. That's all the airtime it gets.
It's pretty repetitive.
Yep. Save up for college. That's definitely important.
It's top priority for you.
We're at $94. Can we get a $5 super chat to do a dirty dog bowl? Get us to 100. Be the one that pushed it. We're technically at $5.03 away. So we got to get a $5.03 super chat.
That's it?
Mm-hmm. If I could pick a player comp for me, I'd choose Bernie Kosar. He was my favorite player growing up. Okay. I don't think I can give out Bernie or Joe Thomas. They're just too big of legends.
Yeah.
Right? It's got to be a step below retired jerseys.
Yeah. That's you got to save those in the back pocket.
Exactly. That's the only issue. No one's good enough to beat them.
Yeah.
Only they are.
It would take an all-time performance on a watch party or whatever.
Exactly. Unpopular opinion. Chick-fil-A is overrated. Those are fighting words. That's how the war of northern aggression was started. People are very confused on the origins of the Civil War. Goes back to, a disagreement on Chick-fil-A and where it stood. And that pissed some guys off in Georgia, and they're like, we're going to come shoot our guns. Yeah. I'm like, all right, let's go to war.
You said you would take Chick-fil-A over Popeyes?
Yeah, I would. Okay. I haven't had Popeyes in a long time. The last time I had Popeyes was when they went through that huge, crazy chicken sandwich phase.
Yes.
That was
which is where
5 years ago.
My favorite meme comes from when it's the Popeyes worker, the day the sandwich came out, and she's
my God.
She's like this.
Is that where that's from?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes. It is hilarious.
I did not know that's where the origin of that meme was from.
Oh, that's funny.
Mike Williams. The Chargers, Mike Williams? I want to be the Deshaun Watson. You can't give out the quarterback right now. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And are you doing current players?
Yeah, we have an Amari Cooper one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do have Coop.
Yeah. I think 4 people are off limits. Watson, Garrett, Joe Thomas, Bernie Kosar.
Is Chubb available?
Chubb's available.
But
that would have to be an all-time performance in a watch party.
Yeah.
It would have to be during a Nick Chubb 2-touchdown, 200-yard game, and someone comes in with a huge super.
It's like, give me that Nick Chubb.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Jacoby Brissett would be a great player comp. Everyone loves Jacoby.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Njoku's still available. That's a good one, too. I like it. Chipotle's not overrated, but it did peak almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It probably peaked in 2015.
Yeah. Chipotle is, it's good. It never disappoints you, but it never blows your, blows you out of the wall.
It in 2015, it was like an event, right? Yeah. It was like going to the ice cream store with your parents when you were younger. Yeah. It was like, holy shit, we're getting Chipotle. Yeah. Now it's just it's there. Yeah. The dopamine level has gone down dramatically for going to get Chipotle.
I agree.
I also feel like the burritos are just smaller.
Yeah, I know. I've noticed.
Didn't they used to be the size of babies?
Yeah, they used to be.
Now they're just kind of big burritos.
Maybe
I don't know.
Proportions.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
AFX, that's a deal, PD.
Oh, for sure.
If the Browns draft done. You got it.
Handshake, done. 5 Guys is great. I think 5 Guys is awesome.
Dude, if it was cheaper, I would get it probably.
It's outrageously expensive.
It's a $15 meal.
Dude, it's a $17 to $18 meal. If you get anything on your burger other than meat and cheese,
It's a lot.
What do you get in your burger?
I mean, if I would love to get a bacon cheeseburger.
So bacon, right? It's $2 right there.
Yeah.
So 15 just turned into 17.
And then the fries are like $4.
Right.
They have great shakes though. So.
Yeah, the shakes are great there too. Okay, 2 minutes on the shot clock. $5 super chat away from doing a Dirty Dog Bowl here. Help us get that milestone. Matthew, tell them about my 5 guys in Glendale. Shay went to Glendale for Taylor Swift. Sent me a picture of her 5 Guys fries. They had 5 fries. They gave her 5 French fries at 5 Guys.
No, they did not.
It was out of this world.
Like in the cup?
There were no fries. I was like, for 5 Guys, are you rationing? What is going on here?
I mean, I would kill someone.
Yep.
Yeah, Josh is agreeing that same burritos are definitely smaller. Scare House, yeah. I see, like
Looking for a $5 super chat, and it was $21.
So
Yeah.
if I'm getting a burger, it needs to be a double bacon. I'm
Mike-
not getting a single patty.
Mike Williams wants to be the Kareem Hunt of the Browns report. That's a good one. Mike, $50 super chat right now. That is yours.
Yeah, you can have
No
it.
doubt about it. And a sweet tea. I love sweet tea, but I think forcing sweet tea sometimes at non-traditional sweet tea places, you might regret it.
I only go homemade. That's only
Yeah.
common drink.
I don't get soda really anymore.
I don't either.
I don't go to places and get fountain soda.
Yeah.
I get water.
Yeah, just because it's cheaper.
It's cheaper. It's cheaper, and I'm like, I already make so many unhealthy decisions. Let this be the one good thing I do. Rob with another $5 super chat.
Let's go, Rob.
Okay, so Rob is
Pittsburgh still sucks.
I can drink to that. 6:40
Rob.
p.m. in Pittsburgh still sucks. It could be
That's
6:40.
hilarious.
It could be 2:30 in the morning. It can be 5 o'clock. Pittsburgh at 5 o'clock still sucks.
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Okay, 5 o'clock. Really quickly. Draft back and forth. 4 cities you would not want to be in for happy hour.
Ooh, okay, this
This is a good one.
okay. You won't want to be.
Do not want to be in for happy hour.
Okay.
Like, you want to be in New Orleans for happy hour.
All right. I'll go first.
Go first.
Pittsburgh. I don't want to be in Pittsburgh. Pander pick, but I don't care. F Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I don't want to be there.
I don't want to be in Pittsburgh for happy hour. My first one, this is just a mean shot. I don't want to be in Oklahoma City for happy hour.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You know what I mean? Does anyone?
No.
Nope.
It's nothing really going on.
Nothing's going on there. The Thunder suck.
Tumbleweeds. Going
Yep,
on.
exactly.
All right.
Oh, I like Josh's. If you don't see it, I'm going to steal it. You want to go with it?
have that one.
Okay. We'll save that if we can't think of some more. It's a good one by Josh.
I don't want to just body bag some person's random city right now.
Oh,
I'll
just do
go-
it. Put him in the dirt. Put him in the dirt.
You know what?
Do it.
This might hurt somebody. I'm gonna go L.A.
Good answer, dude. Good fucking
Fuck
answer.
LA.
Yes.
Fuck L.A.
Dude, it's be so happy hour there.
That must suck.
It's gonna go from $20 to $18.
Yes, that's exactly what
You know
I'm
what?
saying.
I'm doubling up. New York City.
All right, New York. F New York
Yep.
too. I like that.
Tossing it in there.
All right.
I disagree with Ty Man the Buckeye on that one.
Denver.
I think happy hour in the mountains ish. Some IPAs.
Yeah. I
Could be
feel like
nice.
Yeah, it could be fun. Hey, who knows? The scenic views there
Oh,
could be electric.
yep.
See, like I don't know if I want to go Detroit. I'll go Baltimore.
Okay.
I'll go
yeah,
Baltimore. I'll say that.
Go Baltimore. I'm going to go with man, I think Cincinnati would be really boring for happy hour.
You don't know Cincinnati.
I didn't even say that thinking about you.
It's
As someone who went to school in Cincinnati, am I wrong or am I right? Let me be honest.
So Cincinnati happy hour. All right, here's a map. You guys can see too. Bengal Stadium right here. Row of bars. Cincinnati Red Stadium. They block it off, and it's just people walking.
Okay, so
I like it, but that's it.
that's it. Okay, that
But happy
works
hour,
for me.
It's fine.
You know what? Let me pivot then.
Okay.
St. Louis.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
That's a good one.
See, the only thing about certain Midwest cities, I feel like just Midwest, they drink so much.
St. Louis, it does not get lumped
they
into
get
that.
lumped in? Yeah.
No, St. Louis is closer to Kansas City than it is Chicago in identity. Not
Yeah.
mileage,
Yeah,
but in
yeah,
the
okay.
the people.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So I went Baltimore, L.A. What else did I go? Baltimore, L.A., Pittsburgh.
I think that's it.
I think that's it.
You went Pittsburgh. You went L.A. You went Baltimore.
You went New York.
I went New York, Oklahoma City, New York, and then
St. Louis.
St. Louis. Your last one.
Round it out. I will go. I'm trying to think some in the South.
You know what? It's hard.
It's hard in the South.
You want to be in Nashville? Nashville, Atlanta, Charlotte, they're all cool. What are you going to go with? Got dead air. This is a radio nightmare.
I know. I kind of.
And that's where I was earlier.
I want to bury. No, I'm gonna bury California again. San Francisco.
Oh my God, San Francisco would suck.
Because then it takes a $25 beer to a
Yes.
$22 beer.
You gotta watch some homeless guy poop while you drink it.
Yeah. No.
So
Literally.
I'm gonna pass on San Francisco too. That's a good one. I'll round it out with this: Houston.
Houston, really?
Let's go. It's hot. It's humid.
Okay, I like.
No
that.
one likes Houston.
That's a good pick.
I'm gonna go with Houston.
That's a good pick.
Yeah. I'm going Houston. We're 3 cents away. We got to do a Dirty Dog Bowl here. Miami, I did consider.
I was thinking about
but
it
I
too.
think that the beach element does push it out of the bottom 8.
Because then you could just have a beer on a beach.
If we had to do another round, I think Miami might be getting close to the mix.
Yeah.
But Corona's on the beach. Pacific Coast, that's my go-to.
See, like, I love talking cities in Florida. I love Tampa. I love Tampa.
Cannonball time.
Shout out to Clearwater.
Oh, Tampa's cool. Cannonball coming, Cannonball.
We got some debates going on if St. Louis is in the Midwest or the South. It's definitely the Midwest.
So I'm actually pretty passionate about the borders of the Midwest. I believe the country is broken up into this.
Okay.
The Pacific, right? That's California to Washington
Okay.
and Nevada. Okay? Nevada's kind of a no man's land. Also Arizona. No, Arizona's not even the Pacific. You got the Pacific. You got the Southwest.
Okay.
That is Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada. You got the Rockies. That's Utah, Colorado, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana. You got the Great Plains. That's that line of states from North Dakota.
South, yeah.
Texas is its own subcontinent. It's Texas,
Yeah.
right? You got the Midwest, which I am going to lump Missouri into the Midwest.
I probably would too.
But it's St. Louis is the gateway to the West, so it kind of goes both ways. But we're talking Minnesota to Iowa to Missouri, Michigan,
Ohio.
Illinois. Ohio is right there on the line of like it's not East Coast, but it's
Yeah.
pretty far Eastern time zone.
But when I think of Midwest, Ohio is
Yes,
like what
exactly.
I think of,
So like culturally, it aligns more with Midwest, but it's pretty far to the east to be in the same region
Yes.
as like Minnesota,
because it is on
East Coast.
Eastern. Yeah, it's on
Completely.
Eastern time zone. So,
Yeah. And then you got the Southeast, and that is Tennessee to Arkansas to Louisiana to Florida to Virginia.
Yeah.
And then you got the Atlantic area, which is like actually Virginia, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, and then you got the Northeast. And then you got New England.
Yeah.
Those are the regions. Okay. Scarehouse Tim Zombie, Dirty Dog Bowl. We just did it. We'll do another little beers cheers to you, Scarehouse Tim Zombie.
Scarehouse, you got us fired up with the super chat before the show today.
It's just like if Ohio is Midwest, then Cleveland's Midwest. Are Cleveland and Minneapolis in the same region of the country?
They're not even close to each other.
So it's
But
it's tough.
Like when I think of Midwest, I think of values. I think of integrity.
Yes.
I think of grit.
And that's more Ohio.
Yeah, like Ohio screams
But
Midwest,
geographically, Cleveland's closer to New York
which is
than Minnesota.
that's
So
not-
it's like it's a tough balance right there.
yeah.
St. Louis is cheeks for real. It is.
Facts.
Yeah. St. Louis
I've-
sucks.
I've been there once when I was a little
I
kid.
passed through it before.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with no. I kind of like Joshua Miller, a Great Lakes. If they all touch the Great Lakes, they got to be in the same region,
Yeah.
and that applies for Ohio and Minnesota.
Yeah.
So, but then again, now we're including New York, Niagara Falls. That's an issue.
Yeah, but then you got like
Well, like Lake Erie. We got a problem in our hands now.
see, I could really throw a wrench in here. Like Buffalo, that's a Midwest city, but that's not in
Buffalo.
The Midwest at
Buffalo's
all.
East Coast.
Yeah,
shady
it's 6
Buffalo.
hours from
Yeah.
New York City.
Yep. Okay. Captain Dog, that's Dog Bowl. Could you please add up how many super chats Scarehouse Tim Zombie has sent in?
Yes.
Because some of you guys are really close to $50. So what a great time to get across 50. Get your own Browns player comp. So every time you super chat in the future, it goes on screen like everyone else. Captain Nog, thank you so much.
39 away.
Okay, if he's 39 away, then we've got the new guy for today, Rob Shardy. He's close. He sent in $30, $20,
20 right now.
20.
20.
So he's $30 away.
Yeah, 30 away.
Yep. What about Kentucky? Not quite the South. Kentucky's the South. It is.
One.
It's a border state, right? You go back to Civil War, but it's the South.
Yeah,
It's in the
South.
SEC.
Yeah.
They are a Southern state. They
why
do
Ohio-
horse racing. They do bourbon. They do barbecue.
Yes.
They run horses. Like, they are South.
Yeah. Like
Virginia is South, but it is the least Southern of the. Well, it really depends on where you are in
Oh.
Virginia.
See, like Cincinnati is a mile away from Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Cincinnati is Midwest, but they're South too.
There's always going to be cities on the borders, though,
Yeah,
of
true.
these regions
Yeah.
that are going to have a mixture of the two of them,
Definitely.
right? Because Cincinnati is kind of Bible Belt-ish, like Southern Ohio into Kentucky.
Oh, it's right there. I mean,
It's right there. So,
the Cincinnati airport is in Kentucky.
yeah, I don't think Kentucky's Midwest.
No.
I don't think so.
When I hear Kentucky, I think South. So,
Yeah, like when I hear Louisville, I don't think Chicago, Milwaukee.
no, I think South.
I think
Yeah.
Nashville, Atlanta.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Petey and I are all over this.
Jake Heath, I'm amazed no one has chosen Dixon or Minifield, for comp yet. I like it. North Lexington, we have turned the Browns Report into one big geography channel, and that's my favorite thing. Captain Nog with a $10 super to keep the show alive. Let's go, Captain Nog. So kind of off topic. The whole show's been off topic, dude. But what happens to Bell now that we got such a talent-packed receiver room? We're going to talk football. I love how...
He goes, we're off topic.
Can we get back on topic, please? That's an all-timer, Captain Nog.
That is.
So the way I look at it is the Browns have... I'll wave goodbye to producer Coop. 6 receiver spots for 2023. Because I think they're going to go with 6 receivers on their roster. Locks. Count them out with me. Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Elijah Moore, David Bell, Marquise Goodwin. 1 spot remains. Okay? And Marquise Goodwin's like, not even a lock, but he's very likely to be on the roster. What happens with David Bell? I think what you want to see out of David Bell is growth that if you had to move on from Amari Cooper next year or Elijah Moore doesn't get a second contract with the Browns, as 2024 would be the last year of his deal, you could see David Bell be someone who, hey, when injuries pop up, he fills in quite nicely, and he could be someone who is around for maybe more than just 4 years. That's kind of the ideal situation. What actually happens to him now, I mean, he's going to get buried a little bit here. And I think that's Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry going, we liked him last year, but he's not ready to be a wide receiver 3. And we're ready to go past what Bell can offer at that spot. We can do better. Let's get more. I understand that cost, comes at a price, right? You would like to see David Bell be Elijah Moore, and then you would not have to give up a second-round draft pick. But to me, the Browns being very aggressive at the wide receiver room tells me where they view David Bell a little bit, and that's not very highly. So he's going to have a good sophomore season, or he'll be a bubble guy moving forward, despite being a former third-round pick. So I think that's sort of where he stands right now. I hope that answers your question. But honestly, in March, it's kind of difficult to answer, right? David Bell right now needs to have one hell of a training camp in preseason because that's all the reps he's going to get. When the regular season rolls around, if everyone's healthy, it is DPJ, Cooper, and Moore, and a little bit of Goodwin. You don't get a lot of 5 wide receiver sets.
No.
You get 2, you get 3, a little bit of 4. Outside of that, he's not going to play a whole lot unless an injury pops up. Justin Trimble, what's going on? Lived in St. Louis for 3 years. City sucks. Food is bomb. Now, the food can't be bomb if I'm thinking Detroit pizza. I never heard anyone rave about St. Louis barbecue. I guess the ribs.
Yeah, I've never heard anything. So.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you say the food's bomb, I'm sure there are good restaurants in St. Louis. I don't know if St. Louis. I don't know if St. Louis is like an eatery city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're doing a road trip, do you have to stop in St. Louis for lunch? Probably not. I stop in Kansas City for lunch.
But also, Justin may know the spots.
He might.
He may know
So
him better than us.
next time I'm passing through the arches, I know who to call. Justin, thank you for the super chat. Okay, we're at $119 in super chats. If we can get to 130 in the next 2 to 3 minutes, we'll keep the show going. Otherwise, Patrick and we got to get on out of here. So, timer's on right now. If we can get to, what did I say, 130, we're $11, $12 away. We'll keep the show going. Otherwise, we got to bounce. Darko's here. Do you think the Browns will use Grant at all at wide receiver or strictly as a special team player? I think strictly as a special team player. Like I just went through, where's he going to find a role, right? Your top 3 receivers are set in stone. Cooper, DPJ, and more. Now, all this changes if injuries pop up, but let's assume they're all healthy because Cooper and DPJ and more relatively been healthy throughout their career. Cooper especially, DPJ for the most part. More, it only been 2 years, but he played in 16 games last year. Like, if you're going to run a 4th wide receiver set, I'm guessing you're going to go with Marquise Goodwin over him, so you're going to carry a roster spot for Jakeem Grant just to do kick and punt returns. And the crazy thing is, we talk about kick and punt returns a lot, but I mean, I think people would be surprised how few returns you actually do in the NFL. There's a lot of touchbacks, there's a lot of fair catches, and for punts, out of bounds.
Yeah.
Or like let it roll out. You only return like 20 punts in a season.
Probably.
25.
Even if that.
Yep. Yeah. So, not a whole lot. Captain Nog, let's go! And
hold on. Let the software be. There it is.
Bang! 130 from Captain Nog. Let's go. Captain Nog, you're the man. Oh, Captain, my captain. Indeed.
Oh, Captain, my captain.
Cannonball time for Captain Nog. Let's go. Cheers to you, Captain Nog.
Appreciate it, my guy.
Staying on the theme of negative U.S. cities, I got another one. We ready for this? If we get super chats for drafts, we'll keep it going. Cities that if your best friend told you this is where I'm having my bachelor party, you'd go, fuck.
I mean, L.A.
L.A.?
I mean, that's the one.
Really? You think so?
I mean, I'd just be like, all right, I'm going to spend
$1,000.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
Like,
Not gonna lie, Cleveland for a bachelor party maybe not be the most ideal spot.
yeah, sorry, Browns fans.
We will abstain, but we're all kind of thinking like,
To quote Joakim Noah, ain't nobody taking a vacation in Cleveland.
yeah, Detroit would be bad.
Detroit would be bad.
That'd be brutal.
I mean, even like, see now you start listing Midwest cities besides Chicago. Like,
Dude, I think you can get by with Milwaukee.
Milwaukee would be fun.
I think
that would be
if you
fun.
go there in the summer, like some breweries, go to a Brewers game or something.
Yeah, that would be good.
You can make something out of that. St. Louis would probably be tough too.
St.
It's
Louis
been a tough day for St. Louis.
Tough day for St. Louis. Yeah, no, that would suck.
I would not want to go to Denver.
I was literally just thinking that.
Yeah, I would not be. You know what? I'll actually one up this. We have not touched this region of the country. $30 super chat. Let's go. Rob Shardy.
He wants the cup.
He wants the player cup. We'll have that for you next week, Rob. How about a clutch receiver, Paul Warfield? You got it. Let's go, Rob. $30 super chat. Bang,
Let's
baby.
go.
That's what I'm talking about. Rob quickly rising up the ranks here at the Browns Report.
Shout out to Rob.
Rob Shardy, first time super chatting today. nuts in a wheelbarrow. He gets Paul Warfield for his player comp.
Good call, too, Paul.
Great call. Love it, Paul. Love it, Rob. He's Paul now. He's Paul in my eyes.
Better call Paul.
Yes. Better call Paul. Appreciate you, Rob. Thank you so much. Let's go, Browns. Let's go, Browns. Jonathan, man, I love it.
Hey, just alert. They just hung the banners in Houston. Astros 2022 World Champs, baby.
The banner for
Woo!
the 2017 banner. Does it?
Woo!
So, question.
Woo!
Does the 2017 banner have a big asterisk next to it still?
No,
Okay.
We
You got two.
Hopefully we don't have to wait 100 years for our next one.
I love it. Jonathan, man.
Oh, fuck you.
Let's go.
No.
Let's go, Stros.
No. Astros fans might be the worst. You guys might be the
Get
worst.
out. Get out. You're ruining my
Might
day
be
right
the
now,
worst.
actually. Rob, thank you so much. Speaking of like just partying in cities, by the way, we voted Houston as what? What did I say it was?
Worst happy hour city.
Worst place to get a happy hour.
Have you had happy hour there?
No, I don't want to.
I don't want to.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it sounds awful.
Hey,
We have a Houston guy in the studio right now, by the way.
just letting y'all know, PD's got a big game tonight.
I told him about trivia.
Win or go home.
It's go time, baby.
Will PD win it?
He's locked in.
I don't know.
Locked
They're
in.
playing a better team.
Okay. Jonathan, man, sorry to keep you waiting. I think you mean Seattle fellas or Settle fellas?
Settle down, fellas.
Oh, okay,
How
okay,
much
okay.
partying
Settle
have you
down.
done in
How much partying you done in Cleveland? Patrick, I think the
0.
for Patrick. I haven't done any partying in Cleveland. So, I mean, just from college to getting this job here, I really haven't gone back for like a 21.
I've never been actually, so
Gotta get you to the Guardian City.
I would
Get
love
you out
to
to the
go to
land.
Cleveland.
Jonathan, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you. Justin, what's going on? Patrick and Petey, Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show.
It's got a good ring to it. Patrick
Yeah.
and Petey talking Browns.
P&P.
P&P.
Pied Piper.
Pipe.
Justin, that's a very high compliment. They do a lot of great content over there. Thank you so much, though. What can we say? We talk ball, we talk shop, and we usually spend the last 30 minutes debating U.S. cities or drinking in some.
You really don't know where these conversations.
Never
topics
never
would
planned
go,
actually.
so.
We need to see a day in the life of the vlog with Petey.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Walking cruise, hanging out with the cruise. Good girl, good squirrel. My dog's birthday was yesterday, so everyone spam HBD for the perfect doggy down there. Fletcher, would you rather live in Seattle or Sacramento? This is a good question. If we don't get another super chat by the time we're done, we'll end on this. I hate both options so much, but I think I got to go Seattle because it's bigger. Can I adjust this question?
No, you don't.
What? Keep it as it is?
I say Sacramento, but go for
Wow.
Go for your reasoning. I want to hear.
My reasoning is that it's a bigger city. And I'm not interested in living in a city where I've got to change planes anytime I want to fly somewhere.
Okay, yeah. I didn't think about
That kind of stings.
I was thinking more of just like, it's a bigger city. There's a lot more bullshit in Seattle than I think in Sacramento.
I agree. I'm just going with the city size at this point.
Why is
But I'm not crazy about either one. No belly shot. No belly shot.
We said we don't bring that up.
Shush.
Fans.
What about this? Portland or Sacramento? I think then I might go Sacramento.
Portland's up there.
Portland, we
Portland.
could have put like way down towards the Earth's core in terms of awful cities to ever be in.
Portland's up there.
I mean, I'm sorry if you're from Portland, but just hit the volume button for a second and turn it off because I would not want to do anything we talked about today in Portland.
No.
Bachelor party, happy hour.
No.
Their happy hour, like, can I get some food? Vegan fries. Like, vegan, well, that already is vegan. But you get the point.
That'll be $35.
Yes, exactly. Not interested.
Levi.
Don't forget Polar Plunge if we go to Super Bowl. I will never forget that. Levi.
I'm doing it too.
Yeah.
I'm already in it.
Patrick's going to be the camera guy.
Yeah.
And then we'll swap.
Polar plunge.
Yeah. We also got to get Levi a player comp. We got to get you up to $50, Levi. Levi, thank you so much, though. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Unless we get another super chat, we're going to get on out of here. It's already 7 o'clock on the East Coast right now. So, yeah, time flies.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yep. Okay. So we'll get packed up and get ready to get on out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys know that we love to talk football. We love to talk shop. But we also like to spend the second half of what appears to be like a 2-hour show just kind of shooting the shit, talking power ranking U.S. cities, because that's what guys do. Yeah. We talk about random players.
We might need to start podcasting this.
Yeah, that's a very good point, actually. That's not going to get many of you listeners, but,
no, but
the few faithful will be like.
The dog pound.
The dog pound will get it. Okay. AFX Apocalypse says he's going to super chat. If we can get a super chat from AFX Apocalypse, we will wait. We're going to give you like 30 seconds or so.
Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista.
I haven't heard that saying in so long. I'm going to start saying that all the time now.
Justin, California is objectively amazing. It's objectively expensive, too.
It's beautiful. Some of the spots, it's beautiful.
No, I mean, like, California, I think, would be the perfect state to show someone for a lot of, like, different variations of America if nothing had a price tag next to it.
Yes.
Right, it's got Disneyland. It's got skiing. It's got cool Golden Gate Bridge, Hollywood. So, it is awesome.
Okay, Hollywood, I was literally just going to bring this up. I've never been to Hollywood.
Yeah.
But about this time last year, dude, it is one of the scariest places on this planet.
Really?
So, like, you talk about homeless people lined up and down. Like, it's San Francisco times 10.
Interesting.
So,
P. Diddy and Papa P. Good show. I like it. Okay, so we will sign off. AFX Apocalypse. Say the super chat for another show. Don't worry, my friend. Go Browns, and we will see everyone tomorrow with more Browns content.